Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? Y'all know what happened. Y'all know what transpired. Yeah? So, no excuse. Who said? No excuse. And it's quite unfortunate that, the reggae coach and the troops didn't do what they were supposed to do. Yeah? And the team is in that predicament. Yeah? So, I mean, what is it going to be like going forward? You're still open. We can still latch on to hope. We can still latch on to hope that and still latch on to hope that, I mean, we have 2 more games. The coach is under pressure. The minimum points he should get is 5 out of 3 games. And him gone none out of 4. 1 out of 4 already. Yeah, that's set away, man. That's set away, people. That's set away. So we are waiting for the people to jump on. And people, you can call in, make your voice be heard. You can call in. Let me go and get the. Hold on. Yeah, so you can call in, people. Call in. Let your voice be heard. My tears. I now cry over this. The US them have the talk over we know stuff. They have to say over a small message on my phone. You know, WhatsApp message on my phone now, people. Over 100,
Power on.
All right, so let us look at the report of the game. You need to all bring up. First thing on the stats, people. First thing on the stats is the possession. We have been talking about that from day one. Possession. If we can't keep the ball, how are we expect to win games? How are we expect to win games if we can't keep the ball? Damian Lowe and Andre Blake, they were the best player on the team. Caller, welcome, you're live. Yeah, man, what's up, man?
The coaching thing and a field thing.
I said bigger than him.
The man should have take off Maggie and bring Jamal Lowe in midfield and bring on Kemar Rowe. Let Bobby Reed play 5 minutes and then they bring on Flem up on the wing. What am I tell you, boy?
We not sticky predicament right now.
No, man, we need to go for JFF, man. We need some more to go there after. We need some flat cars to go there, man. We can't after. Me and JFF, I said, boy, them should have waited to see if we can get 5 points out of them 3 games now.
Yeah, him job on the line right now, man.
No, sir, it shouldn't be on the line, none at all.
Wait.
Unless I line on a back for Jim.
Where should I do?
We put the close fan. No one more line on that.
Where's that? The
No,
line
sir.
thing now work.
No, sir, his job should go up tonight for Jim.
Boy, I'm
and
telling you.
the man have an Andre Grape on the bench.
Yeah, it was a...
Bring on some check, no man. They must bring on Andre Grape a long time. Sherman Nichols could have come off long time because Sherman Nichols can't control the ball under pressure. I feel biggest problem that he cannot control the ball under pressure. Sherman Nichols have to get the ball when he turns before he can control the ball. Myself can control the ball. You need Andre Grape, the man to put the ball up. The man can take the ball under pressure. The man's strong. He can hold up the ball. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not a joke, man. He's not a joke, man. The man needs to take off Shemar, bring on Grape, let the man can control the ball. So Roof can come and make you run them. So Roof come and play with people time and come on, you know. Yeah, need somebody can hold up the ball. Shemar needs to can hold up the ball. Whitmore needs to go bedroom. And this is a US team now. I want a week to US team, it's not a long time. Man, bring on all of this game in the second half about 70 minutes. 65, 70 minutes, man, bring on all of this play them.
Yeah.
It's not a joke, man. It's not to the game, bedroom. It's not to the game at all.
One of them things that right now, we know in a good look, you know, because we need at least 3 more points. At least 6 more points, sorry.
We need a 6 points, and we need some goals to make a goal difference to make a lot, you know.
Yeah,
but score some goals.
The coach said defense are the problem. We let in 2 because of some defensive mistake. But the best players on the team, according to the scout report, are the defenders, and 1 defender and a goalkeeper. So, I mean, we not a problem, man. We not a problem.
No, we want a complete new team.
We not have a midfield, but we not have no midfield, brother. We don't have a midfield, you know.
Boy, what is stand up in 90 minutes?
Him stand up for 90 minutes.
The thing is not go to side and not take it coach take him off.
No, remember I said that. No.
I can make some crucial tackling in the middle. No matter what some people are saying, I can make some crucial tackling in the middle of the field, you know.
Yeah, but Jamaica LOL. Remember, the coach said you have some players who die out the field, you know. So after one of them will now come off the field.
If you must stop the man and the man putting life on the line, the brother man comes to life in fact to make sure that he get the ball. Sometimes he would have to touch it through the man attacking player half, you know. Yeah. Why if I could do probably 2 years younger, or a year younger.
But the first goal was driven through the middle, you know. The ball had drive through the middle of the park and slip it wide and from across.
Slip it wide.
So the No, I said the player drive through the middle.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any coverage there. Aka couldn't get back. A Speedy, I see a man with a ball a beat, you know. Speedy run down the ball, you know.
One thing, Maggie can play. Maggie skills to play the ball. But the one problem I have with Maggie, when he not have the ball, he knows to position himself You have to know the position yourself when you're on the field. When you're not have the ball, you have to know position yourself. You cut off certain play. You know, learn that something there yet. But why with more, and I think you should get no more game.
Let us see what the federation will do.
Not even half of the game, the man not to get better. It's one of the first half of the game not to get.
Let us see what the federation will do. But
this worse than the COVID, I tell you.
All right. People and look at them have a line up and running, you know. So big up yourself, Jamaica, LOL.
All right. Let's keep out the cool.
Yeah, man, big up. Yeah, people. So we're gonna make the call them short and spicy. Short and spicy. So Cranky and Neo. What go on? See caller come in. Hold on. Caller, good night. You're live. What is your take on the game?
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Coach Lindsay, man. Yeah, man. From Canada.
You're calling from Canada?
Yo, the man to go now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Coach it more for go, man. I'll go forward. Come up by 3 from half time. I don't know why my ball got spoiled.
Well, I'm going to tell the boss.
Coach?
Yeah, man. We have to see, man. Remember, we have to do it quick, you know, because a whole caller come in, you know?
Okay. Yeah, man. I watch my page, man. You know, why coach to go, man. Because, yo, I don't know your man. I'm going to go. Man, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Both push up on DML low and they said about to come back and can't be rep, which was the airport of us called. First of all, help him out. Yeah, it's him out of.
Caller, on watch the program and see it says somebody there on the call, they want to call no man. Don't call when somebody on the line. Caller.
All right, coach. Yeah, man, do up the panelist.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Do up yourself and you. Yeah, man. All right, cool.
Bless.
Call them and come in quick and fast. Let me see if we can. All right. Neo, quickly. Your assessment of the game. Until the next call. Hold on, the caller come in. Look, I give him hang up. Hold on, let me see if I call it. Caller, you're live. Welcome.
Yes, good night.
Good night.
Yes, quickly on the game. So I think the left back and the right back, they either get caught up too high, and whenever time the back, the inside too much. Because even though the first goal, even though the player dribble through the middle,
and slip it wide.
Still allowed too much space for him to put the ball across. And even in terms of the midfield, even though Stanky had an issue with Watson, I think he played well for the first 55 minutes. He actually had more tackles, more interception on a whole, more than speed up to that point of the game.
Yeah.
And the forward line, I think that guy who came on in the 14th, Javan East, he actually provided more energy up front more than Shaman. That's all I have to say.
All right, big up yourself. Thanks for calling.
Yes, man.
Caller, welcome to the coaches desk.
Yeah, man. Damien Oliver.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Damien Oliver. What say you?
Big up, thank you.
Bless.
You could have get some of the most talented and skillful players who can represent the country to play and add them to the squad.
Yeah.
Them all look bad.
Okay.
There's absolutely no system, no structure. There's nothing that is being played on the pitch that represents preparation. Team going at every game, and the flashes are brilliant sometimes. I would say, what the player are good or the player ever play. But as a collective, I don't see where the technical staff has done anything to kind of galvanize a team and a way of playing. You have to decide where you're going to do it. If your weaknesses are on your flanks, then you have to decide you're going to load up on your flanks to prevent people from getting balls across. If you realize you don't really have the technical players, then you have to decide where you're going to do. Try and get the ball forward so that you can get a goal or two and they defend it. We're not doing anything at all. We don't have a plan. No. So, I mean, I guess the coach can pack him bag and go now. But that by itself not gonna solve the problem. But that definitely needs farm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, say Cranky and Aka. And yeah, Aka should have been on the side. But by all indications, Aka gave the best of what him could have given tonight. It's not good enough at this level. But you have other players out there like Clemens and them man there with the coach and stick with. We shouldn't even see a Jamaica shirt. Them man, they're just already. Yeah, man, keep it short.
Yeah, man, big up yourself, man. Big up yourself. So why? Everybody have come with them point of view now. We have to respect. So callers, we want to go as short as possible so we can hear from the panelists. Nia, you want to jump in real quick? I mean, not no caller coming.
Yeah, good night, guys. Cranky coach, respect.
Yes.
You know, it's sad. I think for me, coach, listen, we beat Tupper, we'll talk about Tupper. I would have some patience if I saw some growth in the team. I think the mistakes that we saw tonight are the mistakes that we've been seeing since the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
The failure to keep possession of the ball. The failure to have more than one CDM, if any, right? I just don't see any growth. I don't see Tupper correcting the mistakes, and or even bringing on Haka tonight to try and be in that midfield. Listen, he didn't drop down on the field and ask for oxygen, right? I am not gonna say that he was the worst. Well, the thing about it is that he didn't really contribute on the field. And if you're not contributing on the field, you're a liability. For me, I don't understand why the coach would have taken off Low. I don't understand why he would have taken off McGee. Right? And I don't understand. Listen, Alvas actually came into the game in the later stages of the game. Right? I'm not quite sure that I would have started him, but he came into the game in the late stages of the game. And the truth of the matter is, as the previous caller just said, we fail to keep possession. We don't really look like we have any ideas. I'm not sure what we're doing out there. So, the truth of the matter is we didn't expect a lot from this game tonight. Well, I didn't. And my question is, what's going to happen for our home game, which we absolutely need to win, right? And that will be against Canada. And so we're going to play that game without Low, right? So there are lots of concerns.
All right, we have J-Ross online. J-Ross, what say you?
Yes, coach. Sure. Good night, panelists. Good night,
Go ahead, J-Ross.
Well, he like to take off English players, whether or not they're performing on the field, right? That's why the team take off Jamal Lowe. But you know, if it's supposed to give Junior Fleming. Junior Fleming should have not come on for Jamal Lowe at that time. Jamal Lowe just stayed on the field. He was one of the better players on the night. Right? He could have taken off Bobby Reid, yes. and put on Andre Gray. Since Andre Gray and Jamal Lowe has a little chemistry, right? With that, we saw that in the first. Oh. I have no problem with Maggie coming off either, right? But Jamal Lowe should have stayed. But Jamal Lowe was the first person he took off. He could have even took off Javon Watson. He could have even took off Taxi, even though we don't know who would have replaced Taxi. Could have even took off Damian Lowe or Albert Spoil. Any of these people could have come off. But Jamal Lowe, the one person who should have stayed on the field, I didn't take off. But we see it seems like something is going on behind the scenes where some of the guys like Javon East and Jonah Fleming has to play.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Something off, and we need to know what really are going on.
Well, we're gonna know what going on when the round here finish. We're gonna know what going on when the round here finish.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm not even confident in that, because the man might pull off couple draw and talk to Ricketts and Ricketts decides,
Couple draw gonna be 2 points, brother. Couple draw gonna be 2 points, That I gonna still keep at the foot of it.
I know. And they said 5 points, but.
All right, Jairus, look at I forgot something there now because whole Pakala coming.
Big up, coach. Big up everybody on the panel. Big up the chat.
Yeah, man. Respect.
That's Jairus.
Yeah, man. Jairus, that. People.
Respect.
Want to see Carla go on. Only just watch the program and see what's going on.
But you need an admin, coach. You need an admin to take the calls. You need an admin to sort through the calls, coach.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. We're hearing you.
Yeah, man. There. Just want to say my point. But
quickly. Whole Pakala coming.
Was tactical. It was coach. And as usual, Papa has been the coach that all the coaches in CONCACAF is tactically out coaching. And most of the CONCACAF team must find out Jamaica's problem. The coach is the problem. My recommendation is that Papa be sacked or be demoted, and we allow Paul Hall to continue for the remainder of the 2 games.
So you think we'll get better? We're gonna get better results?
Yeah, I believe so, because different personality will help. Maybe Paul Hall will bring something to the team that Papa can bring. We probably need to see Paul Hall. Paul Hall as an assistant coach don't want to usurp Papa's authority. Mm-hmm. And there's been sitting there. And I believe that given a chance, we probably see what Paul Hall is made of. That's my view.
All right, big up yourself. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, man. Cool.
So here the caller them are deal with the thing now. So Cranky, what say you in the meantime until our next call come in?
Yeah, look, I think sometimes you have to be measured how you approach certain situations, right? So you don't want to overreact to a win or a loss. You want to be very measured in your approach in terms of how you assess things. I think your phone is hot, coach.
Caller, good night. Welcome to the show.
Hello,
good night. Welcome to Coach's Desk.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, man. Speak up. You're very low enough. Speak up.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit better.
Okay. All right, I just want to make this start onto the point. All right, it doesn't make any sense to go over this game. The whole tournament is over. We need to start looking at the new coach and where we go from now. Papa is like a business person. We have a personality problem and it starts from the coach. It's coming down to the players. We need to stand from now what we're going to do from now on, progress in the future. Because we know what's going to happen with Papa at the end. We're not going nowhere. That's all I have to say. And we need a Jamaican coach with the proper license, the real license. We don't need a license coach running a senior team. A license coach boys under 16. That's the Papa's mentality. That's where we are right now. Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Cool. Big up. I hear King Job say if we suspend the calling segment. No, we don't want to suspend it. And I'm sure no these gentlemen do have a problem. So we're gonna take a few more minutes and then we allow. So Cranky, go ahead until you know.
Yeah, what I want to say, coach, is that sometimes we get very emotive when we lose, or sometimes when we win. Frankly, and you got to be try to
Mhm.
be reflective when you see outcomes that you don't like, and really think about it. I think the misconception people have was, and another background noise, coach. You can mute. A lot of background noise. Sound like a pastor is preaching in the background. Must be a holy
It
thing. Come
was
on.
Neil.
Oh, Neo, trying to make sure that we no, Neo says it's not him, so I don't know who that is. It's not me. Um, but now I'm saying, coach, is this is that sometimes you have positive outcomes and you don't think about how you got to that outcome and assess how you got there. So what do I mean by that? So the fact that Whitmore barely lost to Mexico, I don't think he watched the Mexico game after he saw it, or drew with Costa Rica with more locally based players. The misconception is that, you know what, these are the players going to get me where I need to get to because they play for me. They're going to die for the country. They're going to die, for achieving a given objective, getting there. And sometimes what you miss is that, you know what, if I really assess the game, did I really do really, really well? What was the competition like? How did I truly play? And is that sustainable? And based on what I saw in all three games, look, we were atrocious in Jamaica with Panama, but we actually got chances in Panama. Roof got two really good chances he didn't put away. So we got chances even though we didn't play well. So when you look at the thing holistically, I always go back to this. I've been saying this from day one. It's mainly around quality. Do I have the quality, all being equal, to compete at a world class level? Or if you don't want to call CONCACAF world class, at least within CONCACAF, do I have the quality? And I don't think we have the quality based on what we've been seeing. We can't control a ball. We can't make a pass. We are playing a retired player who should stay retired in midfield. Now, Haka, I agree with Whitmore on this, which is he came out, he tried his best, he put in a few tackles. But what people like Teddy Lee are failed to realizing and seeing, because I see him in the comment making comments, is there is one thing to put in a few tackles. Look at the player, that's why you see me on throughout the game, and how he's contributing. Is he closing down the spaces? Is he progressing the ball? Is he pivoting and leaving people behind to create mismatches going forward? Can he move into space? Is he closing down people? Teddy Lee, please explain to me what good looks like for a player who's walking throughout the entire game. Yes, putting a few tackles here and there. Yes, make a few passes here and there. But you're competing against a team like the USA who hasn't lost in their last 14 games with 20-year-old, with a 36-year-old on the field. He can't run. Yes, he knows to play football. So if you and I play football and we can play, when the ball comes to us, yeah, we may do one or two things with it. May tackle a man beside me. But look at the entirety of his game. Look how he's playing and tell me he played well. And I will tell you, I'm going to question your football acumen if you tell me he played well. Not because I make a couple passes, a couple tackles, I mean I played well. How did I play in that midfield? Did I have legs? In the first half, Speedy was the only one running. And Speedy's not a tackler. So if Speedy's not a tackler, because he's going to progress the ball, you need somebody beside him who's going to be able to have the legs to cover ground, to close down people. And we didn't have that tonight. And secondly, coach, I've been saying this since I've been on this program also, we cannot keep the ball. And keeping the ball is about quality. So when you talk about we can do X, Y, Z, and we can do this, we had 37% possession in the US when we last played, and when they had the B team, same percentage tonight, and maybe even a little bit more. I think we had 34 the last time, now we have 35. I don't know what it is for the entire game. And to me, the US team wasn't impressive tonight. They have holes. Young, full of energy, but they had holes, and we couldn't exploit those holes. Bobby Reed should not be playing. Bobby Reed hasn't played well since he scored that goal in the Gold Cup. Watson should not be on the field. Alvas, yeah, the coach may not have a better choice, but Alvas doesn't recognize danger when he sees it. Flemo, I'm sorry, Flemo. I know you try, but I don't see the quality. You can call out, and Lowe, the more I see Damian Lowe play, the more I question Damian Lowe. Great athletic ability, but his decision making sometimes, whether when he has the ball making a pass or how he positions himself, is questionable. He makes mistakes in every single game. He doesn't always get punished, but he's making bad mistakes that a player of his caliber and experience should not be making. And the coach, look, the coach says he's working what he has. I think the coach has a lot of confidence in these players. And I think people are misled by the whole view that, you know what, we made the Gold Cup final and we made the semi-final, so yes, this team can do it. World Cup qualifiers are totally different from when you play Nations League in Europe or you're playing CONCACAF Gold Cup. Total different situation. Everybody's coming with their best. That's what they prepare for. That's where the money is. That's where the notoriety is. That's where you get the acclamations reside. Nobody's talking about how great you play in the Gold Cup. Who cares? You talk about World Cup qualifiers because you want to get to the big dance. So, you know, we're all disappointed. We don't want to hear and just destroy people and their reputation. But we are allowed to criticize because everybody does. If you watch English football, you watch French football, it's the same thing. Players get slated when they don't win, and they get lauded when they play well and they win. And tonight we didn't play well. But there are certain players we have seen enough of that, you know what, we need better talent. We just need better talent. And look, I think the first people should go to JFF. And talk about fire Whitmore. Whitmore can only do so much. Whitmore didn't let Antonio stay in the UK. Whitmore didn't reimburse Bell for his playing fear. That was not Whitmore. That's the JFF. So when you can't blame Whitmore, yes, he deserves blame because he's the coach. And coaches are the ones who get fired. But there's a lot of responsibility and a lot of blame to go around to a lot of people. And even the fans should be, because I'm not sure we have done enough to put the pressure on to get meaningful changes. So we're all disappointed. And hopefully we can do better in the next game.
All right. Thank you, Cranky. Caller, welcome to the show.
Blessed good evening to all.
Yeah, man.
I want to say, I agree with coach to a certain extent. Some of these players are just not good enough. You know, Watson, Alvarez, Powell, just not good enough. And JFF need to take some of the blame, and Tapper need to take a lot of the blame. Because if you set up a team with two defensive midfielders and you're getting beat down the wing consistently, you have to make a change and protect your left back and protect your right back. At least you have 15 minutes to stem the tide of the game. You can't just let the player them out there like you throw a dice. You know? So I believe that Tapper need to go. Him out in depth, in my opinion. Gonna have a good night, gentlemen.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Respect.
Yeah, big up on yourself.
Respect.
Why, man? Hold on, call them up come in. Caller, good night. Welcome to the show.
Good night, gentlemen. My biggest disappointment tonight is that I just didn't see basic football from the Jamaican team. Where it's heartbreaking for the mother. They can't control a ball, they can't pass a ball, they can't kick a ball, they don't know to move in space. It's supposed to be really terrible. And at this point, I don't know what we're going to do. Currently, the coach has not Jamaican person this week, and I don't know if that will fix the problem. But, hello?
Yeah, man, I listen. Yeah, man. Okay. I'm in Jamaica, and I can get out of my friends are saying that if we lose to Canada or even draws, they should find. I don't know if that's when the fix a problem at this point. No, we have a footballing problem. I think we just need. Repeat that, coach. I didn't hear you. We have a footballing problem. Yeah, man, it's just terrible. If we play good football and we would phone in tonight, I would not watch it. Yeah. But we look like we don't understand the game any at all. They just first goal was just basic. You're gonna see what's coming there. You're gonna see what's coming there. The man will pick up the man and the run wide. I tried basic football, that's terrible, man. Terrible, and trust me, at this point you're not gonna see improvement. But you know, as a Jamaican, I'm hoping for the best, but at this point, just I'm giving up. I'm not expecting anything. All right, gentlemen, I'm a wonderful repair night. Yeah, man, cool. I respect for God. Why people ain't fed up. Cranky and yeah.
You know, coach, there was about a 15-minute interval when we kept the ball. right? That we started out kind of rough, and that there's a 15-minute interval in the first half, maybe towards the first half of the first half, right? We kept the ball, we were making passes, we seemed to be concentrating, and then, they scored the goal. We lost all concentration, and the confidence that was in the team during those 15-minute intervals disappeared. No, I agree with Cranky 100% that quality is definitely something that we need to add to the team. But when you see those 15-minute intervals, you ask yourself, why can't we keep that level of concentration for more than 15 minutes? You know that the United States back off. Once we started to pass the ball and look like we were going to get things together, then back off. Because it's like the man, they must say, well, hold on, Jamaica could turn it on us. And for that 15 minutes, we did. You understand? But for some reason, the man them score. I know that is a shock, right? It could have happened. For all of the people who are saying that USA team is not a good team, I can't agree with that. They haven't lost in a while. They have been growing. They have depth, right? They won the what was it? The Gold Cup. They won the competition before that, so it's a good team, right? Then beat Mexico. We can't sleep on them. But the point is, right, that for some reason we cannot keep the concentration. We can't keep the ball. Possession is horrible, right? And frankly, this is why I saw Maggie on the ball, and even though Maggie was making some mistakes, he looked like he was saying to the USA team, "Hey, I'm here." After that, the guys got the ball and is hot party again. Them can't hold on to the ball. We can't keep possession. We can't make the passes, right? It's like let us give it back to Blake so Blake can kick it out long, right? Long ball again. I mean, it is atrocious, and the players have to take responsibility for that. And the thing about it is that those 15 minutes prove that they can do better, but I'm not sure what's going on. And then, in addition to everything else, Tapper is there. I need Tapper to get up and shout at the team and coach them on the sideline. This thing when stand up and fold him arm and look like that, I mean, it's not working. You understand? So, I don't know. It's frustrating.
You're making some brilliant points there, but just remember the coach said he's a manager, so he's managing from the sideline. He doesn't coach, you know what I mean? Hi, Shireen. Welcome to this stream, Shireen. Yes, and I love football. I love track and field. I love sports. So yeah, that's why we are here. Carla, welcome to the show.
Yes, Coach Menzies.
Yeah, man.
Sylvester here.
Yes, Sylvester.
Yeah, man, I'm car one night and tell us them now have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Because, to be honest, GFF, the federation, they're not serious with football. They're not serious. That's why they don't get no sponsorship, as I said before.
Mm-hmm.
They need to analyze themselves and do a thorough check on the inside what they're really doing.
Beautiful goal by Canada there. Beautiful goal. Sorry, Carla. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, that's okay, man. And you know what I mean? Because getting the ball of them is one, and can't put the pieces together. It don't make no sense. And every coach I know in this world, right? A man that said club football and international football is two different things, but they have a lot of players from all different places for the world. And the coach put them together and put the players together and get what they want. You know what I mean? Whitmore cannot do that. Not have the knowledge of that, not have the understanding of it. And many people can't see it. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And them still continue. As I'm tell this one night, I said them suffer Jamaica people when it comes to football because them no want a sponsorship. They no want development. When Simmons was here, Simmons have a local team at train,
Mm-hmm.
I think can take out a man and drop a man at the football team. Them not have that. Look how long Whitmore there. And them not have nothing like that. in the party all about and not think about football and when football come on and think about football. You know what I mean? You know, see nothing like that I go on in the country. You know what I mean? You take the money from the club and have them a chain and develop them.
Yeah.
When the club and break. Nothing like that now go on to Jamaica again.
Yeah, caller. We have to keep it short and spicy, you know, because we have a whole heap of people that call, you know?
Yeah, man.
But
All
respect for your views, you share, yeah?
Yeah, man.
All right, big up yourself. And people, I think I saw a message about me ignoring a super chat. I am not ignoring a super chat. Hold on. Yeah, caller, go ahead. You're live. You're live.
Yeah. When we want to say, see?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, as a player, we used to play in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
As a player, I used to play in Jamaica with our of your team. When the gentleman I say a while ago, the ball is gentleman, they don't even know him name.
Cranky.
But what I'm saying, it come like Jamaica. What? We not give it up the ball or what? What's going on?
No. So tell us who you are in a baller.
Yeah, man, I'm Christopher. I'm Christopher, man. I used to play for Aberview, man.
Okay.
Yeah, so when
Yeah, listening stream.
yeah, but when me at the general.
Yeah.
First of all, we're not closing down the ball of them. You know what I'm saying? Because we play so good in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
We play so good in the first half, and when we see them come out in the second half, it's like we more tell them say, hey, not gonna play no more ball. Because I just see everything open up. Me hear the American commentator say the same thing.
Hey, look like you're listening stream.
No,
you're listening. You have to
turn
turn on your stream. We have to cut it off, you know, because we are here double feedback.
No, man, I'm not listening stream, but when me I say still, as a baller, I love Jamaica. I'm used to play ball general.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, right now I joking because Jamaica, I'm Jamaica fans, so brother. Manchester United are my team, but me have Jamaica, when we say Jamaica for the World Cup. But a joke thing I go on, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me I say? Them need to just leg out with more now and just get somebody different, international coach, and make a do it to bring the country back together, brother.
All right.
A joke thing this. And when I say a joke thing that, brother.
All right.
A joke. I mean, I don't know if them other man there at JFF, we don't know when them are watch or anything, but a joke that. You want them to say you can't make a pass and a World Cup qualifier, you can't have a close down a man because even the first goal, if the ball them go close down the brother there, we make the pass. That goal they don't score. That goal couldn't score if a man did go, they go close him down.
Yeah.
It's a man say them things are a joke thing, brother man. Yo, just enjoy the night, man. Okay, yo, a joke. Jamaica, it come like say a backward we have, brother.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
It come like a backward. I'm a feel that way because I used to play ball and more better for my country, my lad.
Yeah.
How do I live over in the States, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Cool.
That a joke thing, them a go hard, man.
Christopher Harvey your name, man. Christopher Harvey.
Yeah, Christopher Wright, my name, man. He used to play for Aberview, man, with Nancy and Metham, them.
Oh, Christopher Wright. Okay. All right. Big up yourself,
yeah,
man.
Christopher Wright, my name, man. Yeah, I used to play for Bull Bay, too, man. Cabra used to coach me, too, man. Guyana.
Okay. Oh, that's a Guyana.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you see me.
All right, cool. Big up yourself.
But yo, bless the panel, man. I watch you see me.
Yeah, man. Cool.
So, coach, when people say sometimes a player plays well, because when the ball comes at their feet, they may do something with the ball. They're not looking at off the ball movement, you know. So what the caller just said, that people are not closing down. And people think I'm harsh on Watson. If you don't have the legs, you can't close down. When a player close to you, maybe tackle him, but how are you covering up the spaces? Are you tracking people really well? how much energy are you exerting? He walked out most of the game. For you guys who think I'm being harsh, please watch a
And
replay of the game.
and
Please
Cranky,
watch a replay of the game.
Cranky,
Yeah.
you are not harsh. There's only three things that determine your game in football if you're doing on the ball, away from the ball, and around the ball. And if you're not doing none of that, you're not in the game, period. So you are not wrong. You are right.
Yeah, look, I mean, Watson didn't cost us the game tonight, but certain players didn't turn up. Bobby Reed hasn't turned up. I'm telling you, Bobby Reed hasn't turned up since he scored that goal in Orlando. He hasn't turned up. He should not be starting. He hasn't warranted his place. Flemo, since he scored that goal, hasn't turned up. He doesn't warrant his place.
He runs the
Watson,
ball into pressure all the time. He just
huh?
runs with the ball. He can't pass to save his life.
Yeah, he can't pass. He can't pass.
I just wanted to ask about Reed though. Bobby
Yeah.
Reed. I agree with you, to an extent that Bobby out there, Bobby seemed to be out of sync sometimes with the team, and he seems to be of two minds when he's on the ball, right? And so that moment, those moments of hesitation, definitely has been affecting his game. But I mean, there are definitely contributions that he will make on the field. 2-3 minutes of really good play. I don't know. I don't think that he had the best game tonight, but I don't think that his game compared to what was happening with the other players, I don't think that his game was so.
How many times did any of our wingers go by any player, including Bobby tonight? Did we beat one player? Did we go by one left or right back for the entire game? Did we run by the player?
Because what I saw happening was that Bobby Reed was being told that he had to provide cover for the wing.
Yes, I don't disagree. But when he got the ball, Neo, he wasn't doing anything with it when he got it. Now, granted, you don't get a lot because the ball is a precious commodity for us, right? When you only have 37% possession, we're playing like how Leicester played years ago when they won the league, except they had a counter attack with Vardy. When you only have 37% possession, the ball is a precious metal when you get it. You have to value it. You have to nourish it. You can't afford to lose it because you may never see the game. That's why Maggie struggles in these games. Because Maggie doesn't play going towards his goal because he doesn't play defense. So he has to get the ball quite a bit for you to see his game coming out. I don't think he played bad. I just think he wasn't in the game because we don't get possession to be in the game.
We can agree on that. I would love to see Bobby Reed on the field at the same time with Anthony Grant. Yeah. Right, and frankly, I would like to see him on the field at the same time with Javian Brown. And the reason I'm saying that is I have the same feeling about Maggie, because these players have to be, look, you have defensive responsibilities, right? But I believe that the pressure on them to mind those defensive responsibilities because the midfield is so porous, right, that it prevents them from doing the things that they're on the field to do. And so, I mean, which is why they just look ineffective, right? I mean, Maggie cannot be creative if, every time, if there's this great pressure on him to mind his defense because it's only him and Speed is there and Haka, frankly, like you said, Haka walking on the field. You understand? I mean, I'm sorry. Listen, I don't want to diss anybody, but the man look like him just look out of place.
But he was out of place. Neil, it's harsh. It may sound harsh, but he was out of place. Neil, here's the worst thing about it. The coach played him for how many minutes?
Oh, boy.
That's where when you're coaching a game, right? When you watch a game, you're looking for how things are working. How the opposition is playing, how I am playing, who's in what position, are the players following my instruction. We started the game where we were pressing high, right? We made a mistake in the first few minutes where they got behind us, which was low again, going out of position, committing himself, so the man flipped the ball around him. He's not in position. Low does that all the time. And he doesn't get called out because he's head of state. Well, he ain't heading no state because what I see him is out of position all the time. The header that came across, he's the one who missed the header. He makes mistakes all the time because he thinks his athleticism can get him out of trouble, and it doesn't always do so. He turned the ball up when he made that tackle, probably because he got a red card. That was him losing the ball as the last man. You can't lose the ball as the last man trying to beat a man. That makes no sense. how much when you try to be the man as the last man, it's a risk reward business, you know. If I lose the ball, what's the implication? And if I progress the ball, what's the benefit I'm getting? The two don't align. The risk you're taking is too severe to take that risk.
Yeah, and I mean I agree, and you know, just to address some of the people asking me about what do I expect of Haka and all of that. Listen, I'm not really blaming.
Hold on, Neil. Sorry. I just want to
No
read
problem.
the super chat before they come off screen and people say me I ignore them. So Premier League,
Absolutely, coach.
respect for that. Coach and players are not ready for this level. They have love to be on TV and post Instagram pics. They just love to be on TV and post Instagram pics. Apart from Maggie, the rest of the players are poor. Continue, Neil. Big up yourself, Premier League.
Yeah, I was just, you know, what I was gonna say is I'm not trying to beat Haka, right? I'm just saying that you put the man out there on the field to do something that he was not prepared to do. And so a lot of people are grading Haka on such a low curve that if him don't drop on the ground and die of, you know, because he's out of breath, then everybody say, well, okay, him do okay. Haka make 1 and 2 tackle in the midfield. Some of the times I see him running, and you know, the truth of the matter is I'm not blaming Haka. I blame the coach. You understand? And I blame the whole structure, because how can we go to the United States and we don't even have another CDM? We don't have another CDM, right? So you put us in a situation where it has to be Haka on the field. There's nobody to replace him. Yet the man he's not match fit, and he's not playing any ball. And then when people criticize him, people say, "Oh, you're just blaming Haka." I'm not blaming Haka. I think Haka came out there and he played. You know, he's brave. Yes, coach. I'm sorry.
No. Listen, you're talking about another CDM. God forbid Damian Lowe pick up 2 yellow cards. We don't have another center back.
He has 2 yellow cards. What do you
No,
mean? He had
I
one
mean,
the first game, he has one this game.
I was talking about in this game, he picks up a second one and center half. We don't have another center back.
No, there's another center back in the team.
We couldn't even make an adjustment.
No, Devin, there's another center back in the team, Devin, isn't there?
Tope, right? Tope?
Yeah. Tope came in, yeah.
Oh, come on, Cranky.
but wouldn't Toby be a better choice than Javon Watts in the middle? So I hear Jacqueline said that the vaccine made them weak. Maybe that's the reason. They didn't look weak to me. They just looked like the requisite quality. I don't think they were weak. Look, I think the players tried. I don't think it was an effort issue, actually. I don't think it was an effort issue. I think it's a quality issue. And that may sound really bad, but I think the players they were pressing hard in the first half, you know. They were rattling the US a little bit till the US got comfortable. But you can only press for so long sometimes. If you don't have the legs to press, and Haka can't press, come on.
The game is 90 minutes, my friend.
But guys, honestly, based on watching the game, US did not come through the midfield that much. They didn't attack through the midfield that much. They attacked down the flanks. Definitely. So Haka, basically I knew what I was gonna get from Haka. You get me? He was last in the game for periods. You get me? And we didn't get hit direct through the midfield because US used the flank mostly. You get me?
Yeah, but the two goals came from when Musa come through the middle of the park. The second one when he slipped it to the right side, and what's his name whipped it in.
But Coach Devon.
So what if they had driving through the middle? We'll get fixed.
But, right, we would have get fixed that way, yes. But what I'm saying, this is the fourth game, and I didn't have a problem with none of the changes them that the coach made. Put that out there from now. I had a problem with the coach, that the whole coaching staff starting Alvas Powell in this game again. This is about the fourth game. We're getting the same thing, and you know exactly what you're gonna get from him. You get me? He puts himself in difficulty at all time. You get me? He see the play coming, and he wait until the man hit the true ball, through the channel, he's gonna try to run back. I would have give Javon Brown a pass to come on the field to do that more than giving Powell constantly coming and doing the same thing over and over, game and game again. And the coaches are seeing this thing and still working with it. You get me? And then again, I don't know why Taxi looks so leggy today on the left side. You get me? Passes were poor. He didn't go forward that much in this game, but he was really leggy. Most of the players on the field were leggy, including Lowe. I hear some people saying that Lowe should not have came off. I don't agree with that also. You get me? He should have came off the field. Changes should have been made because he looks leggy out there also. Every single body out there look heavy.
So
After the first, the five stations,
Dre, your mic is not working well.
right, go ahead, Duncan.
Yeah, your audio poor. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Sean.
hey, so guys, good night. So I think it was Cranky I heard saying something about player quality, and I've heard him say it before. Not to pick on Cranky, I've been on another show as well, or listening to other shows, and I've been asking the question all night: is it player quality, chemistry, or coaching? If we have a player like Bobby Reed, who is Premier League quality, but come to Jamaica and flop game in, game out. We have a player like Mikel Antonio, comes to Jamaica, one of the best in the world, comes to Jamaica and is literally like invisible. We have Ethan Pinnock, plays for Jamaica, and he's a defender and plays in the EPL and is scoring goals as a defender. Is it player quality, chemistry, or coaching?
You want me to take that?
Go
Everything.
ahead, Cranky.
So a lot of it is quality, right? It's one could say it's all three. A lot of it is quality. So if you think about Antonio, so when you come and play as a forward, you need people to get to the ball. And the question is, how frequently do I get the ball? I keep telling people this, which is with McGee tonight, which is
Okay.
if I'm a
agreed.
footballer and I get the ball quite a bit, I have more chances to do something with the ball. If I used to get the ball 50 times a game or 100 times a game, I only get it 20. The probability is I'm going to have less chance to create opportunities for my teammate if I'm like McGee. So, for example, tonight, Bobby Reed has not played well in a long time for Jamaica. It's not about the players around Bobby Reed. You as a player, you can see the quality when the players play, you know. If I take the ball down, I lay it off to a player, or I
Okay.
go around a player. He can't beat a man. He can't make a pass. He can't control a ball. He's not playing well. So I understand what you're saying, which is it could be the chemistry is very hard in international football. We don't have time to coalesce. You don't have to have cohesiveness. That's difficult to do. Coaching, I think the coach makes some personal decision. Shouldn't agree with. I don't think it was a strategy issue tonight. I think it was a quality issue tonight because he started off wanting to press. They were playing at the half line, meaning, you know what? He want to cut the field off. Everybody saying he want to play a long ball. You can see when Lowe get the ball, he wasn't going long. He was trying to pass the ball between the lines. So obviously the coach talked to him about what he wanted to employ, what strategy he want to employ, and how he wants to play. But the question is, no matter how much strategy you set up, can I execute that strategy? And to me, the players struggle to execute it. As was said about even Taxi had a bad game, which is not the norm for Taxi. Taxi wasn't passing the ball well. They're making bad passes. Lowe, to me, had a terrible game playing in central defense. Misplacing passes. Here's what sometimes people don't realize. Look what you don't see. Don't look what's so very obvious. Look at Lowe missing a header. Look at Lowe missing positioning where he should be and not be where he should be. Look at him turn the ball over, almost creating a goal on himself, almost gotten a red card. Look at Haka not running, not closing down, not covering quickly enough. Sometimes we just see what our eyes tell us, which is what's in front of us. He makes a couple tackles here and there. But look what the person is not doing what he should be doing, because as was pointed out, Alvas to me doesn't recognize danger. Alvas reminds me of Kolasinac that plays for Arsenal. Danger hit you in the face, you still can't see the danger. You can't see, you know what, the pass is going to come right between me and my center half. I have to do one of two things, close that player down or cut off the space. He does neither. He turns his back and react after the fact. Doesn't work. Even the first half, when I pointed out to coach where Watson is on the left side. He doesn't look around where he is. The ball's played over his head. The US just wasn't critical tonight. If the US was more
All right.
clinical, it would be a more difficult game.
So let me ask this question. So if I hear what you're saying, and I've heard what you've said in the past, and it seems as if you're saying it's player quality is the main thing. Am I wrong or right in saying that?
No, I'm saying that. I'm saying it's mainly player quality.
Okay,
Because
all right.
wait. One thing, Sean, before you go. When you keep on having 37% possession, that means no matter what the coach do for you, he can't keep the ball for you. He
I'm
cannot
gonna
control the ball for you, can't pass the ball for you.
I'm gonna disagree on that, but let me get back to that, right? So if it's player quality, right? Why are we even changing the coach? Are we gonna go make some new players on FIFA? Are we gonna go scour the deepest corners of the earth and find some new players that we've never heard of before? If it's player quality, why we need to fire the coach?
So here's a couple of things. So it's player quality, but the coach also can help compensate for your deficiencies, right? So for example, if you're calling for Javon Brown versus Alvarez, if you're saying Watson shouldn't play, if you're saying play Gray instead of Nicholson, if you're saying play Roof can give you a better outcome, the coach can help you overcome some challenge that you have. If you're saying I'm not calling Ravel Morrison because a coach's decision, yes, the coach can affect what you're trying to accomplish, right? But the fact of the matter is, a lot of times, even if the coach is a problem, you see that in some teams sometimes, the question is, do I have enough players with quality to even compensate for poor coaching?
So
because as Tapa says, he doesn't coach, he manages.
So if I had to rank it, I would probably say it's coaching number one, chemistry number two, and then the players. Because guys, I'm going to tell you.
Hold on, Sean. I don't think it is chemistry. Remember, this team are the core set of players who have been playing for quite a long time, you know. And we have to take into consideration
every time
included to the fact that these are the players that will die for him out there on the field.
Coach, every time Jamaica play is a new set of player.
Yeah, man, but the core players are there who used to each other. Right. The only person new upon this Jamal Lowe, you know, basically, you know.
Right. So who would be the core players?
Something?
So who would be the core players in this team, and how many times have they played together? I think was that Dre wanted to say something?
No, Neil.
I was going to chime in for a little bit. So you know what? I think I get what I understand what you're getting at, right? So listen, for me, is a whole systematic failure, because I kind of believe, like, if you get a number of players who are fit and they're okay footballers, and you coach them well, then they will hold their own. And even if they're defeated, you will see in them a system of play,
yes,
and a particular, you'll see a particular goal and objective on the field.
Yeah.
And I think that when we look at the Reggae Boyz play, we don't see that. We don't see that there is a particular objective. We talk about formations, we talk about chemistry and all of that stuff. I don't really, when the guys are out there playing, I'm not quite sure what exactly we're trying to do or what our goal is. Tonight, when the USA were playing, we saw that they wanted to play the ball on the wings, and then when them stretch us, them drive through the middle. You understand? I mean, we look like we were improvising all the time, and it is very weird, because we have professional players mixed with some people who are kind of semi-pro, right? But we don't seem to be operating as a team. And for me, it is a very big coaching issue. But it's not just coaching. It is because we just lack preparation. How much friendlies have we played? A lot of the English players that came into the team, I know Cranky disagrees with this, but a lot of the new crop of English players that came to the team came in at a time when the core players were striking, and the JFF, for whatever reason, hoisted these new guys onto the core of the team, which created a rift in the team because all members, the old core, I believe, have some resentment towards the new guys because basically they were coming there to replace them, right? And then Tapa said, you know what, old core, I'm going to get you guys to resolve this contractual issue. So Tapa has, he is faithful to those players. He wants to, those are the players that he wants on the field. And to be frank with you, there are many of those players who lack the quality that Cranky is talking about. And so then what we have is we're trying to force the players, these professional, I want to say professional, but we're trying to force the players to fit together when there's this rift, there's no preparation. And so what is seen out there is just the confusion, is the whole, to me, it is more of a off the field issue than it is an on the field issue. And it is definitely a lack of preparation.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Or I'll ask anybody. Of the core set of players, right? And no disrespect to any individual player. I mean, if you put on the shirt for the country, you should be open to constructive criticism, right? It just is what it is. Of the core players, which, just give me one player, core player, with the exception of, and I'm going to say the name out there, of O'Neal Fisher, that you think lack the basic skills to be a part of this national setup. Just one core player apart from Fisher.
So I can give you more than one. I'm not sure what the one define basic skills, because when you're playing at this level, it's much more than basic.
Okay.
So I give you more than one. Alvas doesn't have it. So let's go with it. Alvas doesn't have the requirement to play at this level. Flemo doesn't have it. Even though I like Speedy is improving, Speedy is not there yet. We could name a ton of players. Low, to me, and I rate Low. Every time I watch Low, my ratings go down more and more. He makes so many mistakes, it's ridiculous. His athleticism can't get him out of trouble all the time like he tries to do. So every time I watch him play, I now realize why some players are where they are. Make too many mistakes. For a person who's supposed to be head of state, make too many mistakes. And you can't afford to make mistakes if you're a goalkeeper or you're a center half, because your team plays for it. I could name more players. I don't want to keep calling players' names. But we can't talk about basic skills. The basic skill is control, pass, run into space. What we're talking about
basic
is
skills. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off, but when I say basic skills, I don't mean basic football skills. I mean basic skills to play on the World Cup qualifying stage. I don't just mean basic football skills.
Right, but so it's no longer basic skill. The question is, do I have the quality to compete at that level? I can compete at USL level. Maybe they can compete at MLS level. But then you're talking about World Cup qualifying, you're talking about Premier League type level, Serie A level, La Liga level, even Mexican League level. Do I have the quality to do that? I don't think we do with the players that we have. That's why, you know what? That's why Jamaicans got excited, at least some, not all, about us bringing those Premier League players, because we realize compete at a certain level, you need a certain level of quality. I can't ask USL players to go compete against people who are playing in Serie A and in Bundesliga. Devon and I were arguing about that last night. But Devon started talking. I said, where does Adams play? Where does McKinney play? Where does Rayner play? Where does Sargent play? Where does Musa play?
All right.
Where does Robinson play?
In,
where does Des play? But that guy is trying to explain to you, you guys are not getting it, which is I'm naming players playing at the highest level in the entire US team. Where does our players play?
Stick up in, right? You said Speedy. You said Low. I'm not gonna get a lashing for that one there, but okay, whatever.
Go on.
You said Speedy and you said Low and you said
Flemo. I said
Flemo. All right, hold on.
I can name all of them.
Those I can tell
you. Let me read the man on the thing super chat. Fairness. Big up Neo. Systematic failure. Inadequate games for chemistry. Lack of depth. Failure to develop a style/system, and administrative and logistical errors.
Neo,
That's what Neo is saying.
Neo,
Leo
Continue.
miss
boy,
quality. Leo
Sure.
miss quality.
Neo, you pull
Yeah, man.
a stunt that has never been seen on the show. You're dip on the show and you're sitting in a super chat.
And he give a super
Yeah,
chat,
man.
you know.
That's
That's
unprecedented.
someone else.
Yo,
That's unprecedented.
yo, and I want to tell you, say the super chat is a super chat because that right there
A
is
super
exactly it.
talk.
It's a super talk because that right there is exactly it. I gave the ranking. I said it was the coach, then it was chemistry, then it was player. No, actually, it's the JFF first. So it's systematic at the top. It's JFF first, and then the coach, and then chemistry, and then players come last. Because I've seen other shows where they do the head-to-head comparison of the Jamaican players and the USA players, and USA only came out ahead of Jamaica by a half a point or a
They
half
don't
a
know what
man,
I
a
do.
half a
They
player.
don't know what I do.
Hey,
Hey,
listen,
Sean,
Can I-
don't
listen,
Sean,
listen.
Sean.
Cranky,
Sean,
can I
no,
chime
Sean,
in?
you,
Listen.
Can I chime in for a
Sean, you
second,
listen,
please?
We
Sean.
can
Let's do it right here.
we
Let's do it
can
right
agree
here.
to disagree.
Do it now. No, do it now, Sean. Do it now.
No.
Do
Listen,
the comparison now.
Sean.
we did
Sean.
USA's best 11 and Jamaica's best 11. I'm not gonna do it now. I can send you the link and you can go watch it. USA
Yeah, man.
only came out by a half a player or a half a point, and this was a comparison that was done by a USA, I guess, analyst or YouTuber. He's actually a coach as well, and a Jamaica analyst and Jamaica YouTuber. So it was done from a totally unbiased point
Yeah, man.
of view.
IMAX.
No.
JD did
Yeah,
this
yeah.
analysis.
Yeah.
Neo. Was that Antonio and Pinnock and those players you're using as a comparison?
No, it wasn't me who did it, but
Yes,
what
yes,
I'm
But you guys
hold
are
on.
not being
Yes, I think-
transparent. You're not
I'm
being
gonna answer
transparent.
question. So
That's
yes,
different,
it
Sean.
was.
Sean, that's
You're not
different.
being transparent.
Hold on,
can
guys. Pause.
can I help
Pause.
Sean?
Give me
Sean, I
one second.
remember.
Let me clarify.
Go ahead.
Let me clarify. Give me 1 second. Yes, it was players like Antonio and Roof, and this is why I say it's a systematic failure because those players should have been in the squad a long, time ago versus last minute substitute players for striking players. So that is why I said it is a systematic failure starting at the top or starting from the top.
Sean, you know what you just did? You just talked about quality. That's what you just did, Sean. You just said they did a comparison between the two teams with quality players who are English-born players. So when you have
Can I-
Antonio and
No, I
Pinnock
said nothing about
and
English born
Moore,
players.
but they're English-born players.
But Cranky, listen, Cranky, I was there when they were doing it. So what they did was to assemble different teams, and the team that was assembled by JD was not exclusively made up of the English players, right? There were a few of them on there, and as a matter of fact, I think he took some people off, and he was still surprised that the Jamaican team ranked as high as it did. However, right? I mean, but Frankie, you and I know that they're intangibles, that those comparisons, because it's like it generates a score. I forgot what software it is. So sometimes the software will, is skewed and it doesn't give you an accurate picture. But I think I understand what Sean is getting at. What he's saying is that the quality, the difference in quality between the USA and the Jamaica team, if you include these new recruits, meaning Anthony and Roof and Jamal Lowe and those guys, right? The gap in quality is not as great as it seemed on the field tonight.
Exactly.
But no,
right?
Neo, no one is disputing that both teams at full strength are pretty close, right? No one is disputing that. We don't have Anthony Grant playing. We don't have Ravel. We don't have Antonio. We don't have Burke. We don't have a ton of players who would have been here tonight, right? And the US have a few missing too, like Pulisic. We don't disagree with that. But I keep going back to this, which is, sometimes you look at where the players are playing, you look at the players' potential, you look at the players' capability, you look at the players' accomplishment as to assess how the players will compete on the field. We still haven't kept the ball in any game. Most games I've seen for the last 4 or 5 months, we still can't keep possession. And people telling me it's not quality.
Crank, you know what my issue is? My issue is that we have some quality players in the team, for sure. But when they're put in the team, right, there is a difficulty in terms of allowing them to express themselves and look and for us to look like a team. I think one of the things that I recognized with Simoes back in '98 was that he was able to create a philosophy of play that the players bought into and felt comfortable with. And there were times when they would pass the ball at the back, whole heap of time, but the players felt comfortable on the ball, right? And they would try and build up from the back and come forward. I think I think what I see from the team during the Gold Cup and even tonight is there were moments when we did that, but for the most part, it Tapa says not him tell Damian Lowe to play a long ball. But I cannot understand how you're the coach standing on the sideline. And this is what happens. First thing is our goalkeeper, I still believe is one of the best. But I don't think him distribute the ball in it very well. And I think Blake does not distribute the ball well because he does not have confidence that the players can play the ball out of the back. And sometimes when he does distribute the ball to them, the ball comes back to him with an opposing teammate, somebody running down on him. So I think that we cannot listen. At some point, we're going to have to stop getting new quality players into the team because we will never be able to gel and create the chemistry and play together for a sufficient number of times in order to allow that assemblage of quality to operate as a team unit, right? I mean, I'm not convinced that if we keep on getting all of these players, right? Like, for instance, Roof is from the Scottish League, and some players are from the Championship, and some players are from the English Premier League, but they all play in different clubs. They all have different styles, and when you bring them together for a Sunday pickup game, because they don't know each other, they don't know how they play, right? It is difficult. And so I see Roof out there tonight, and the truth of the matter is that I can see that he's a good player, but just like Reed, sometimes he looks confused, right? And why does he look confused? Because they're used to one style of play. They don't understand what their teammates are doing. And so it's a problem. And I think that issue is even greater. I don't want to say even greater, but I think that issue is equal to the lack of quality because the quality that we do have is being drowned.
So Neil, you have a point, but solely is not the coach. You get me? Put it out there early. It's just we had a systematic error from start with JFF. We don't have a system from day one. You get me? And it's not the coach fault that we don't have a system. You get me? If we didn't have the resources from first to say that all right, boom, this is how we play. This is the Jamaica way of playing the football. So each time we recruit, our new persons come inside of the football, inside of the team. This is the only way we're gonna play. You get me? Or if we had gotten these players from a long time ago, yes, they play friendlies together. They have they gel together, and we get all of that going. Would have thought we can say, all right, boom. The coach a problem because the coach have these players from way back when working with them, and then when it comes to championship, we're not seeing nothing from him. But guess what? Yes, these players come in short term. He can't coach, Neil. Honestly, he cannot coach. You get me? He can look at the opponent that we're gonna play, see how they play, and try to go into that game with a game plan. You get me? To try to beat them, but you don't have the adequate time to say, all right, we're gonna work on passing. These players should be coming from their respective club, knowing to pass play a 5-yard pass. You get me? Move into space, not the ball. Move into a different space to receive the ball again. We're not doing that, and that is what Cranky is talking about. I see people say we never have a game plan tonight. We make up the play as we go, and I don't think that's the case. The US press high with their fullbacks. Zine, when we don't have the ball, but when we get the ball, you get me. one time Speedy look up, hold up your head and hit the ball into the channel where there's a space because the two centre back are like this, and the wing backs are up the field. You get me? If we are doing this simple thing, we're good to go, but we're doing nothing. And we're gonna say it's the coach. It's not the coach. Hold up head and play the ball where the spaces are. I see one time or a couple of times the US did not press us high up the field, and Speedy is asking for the ball at his feet, and Blake decided not to play the ball and look to the bench. You get me? So this is something I can see. This is something that they work on. When the team is not pressing, we need to play the ball to feet. But Blake decided he's not going to play the ball to feet. He's a part of the problem also, and he keeps on doing it. You get me? A lot of time the guys, the centre back, the wing back for us, right back, left back, push to the wings, and our centre back split. That simply means Blake needs to distribute the ball either left or right to the centre back, and then the centre back distribute the ball to the defensive midfielder, and he makes a pass out to the right back or left back. You get me? These are the simple things that we're not doing, and these players are professional. You get me? They need to do it.
All right, hold on.
How many times?
Hold on here. I see Sean has joined the unprecedented list.
Unprecedented club.
Which is?
Sean is saying that Sean, I'm a matter of fact, you read it.
We have the players. We have the players. It's an X's and O thing. We don't have the system, and system does not mean formation.
So they hear that, people.
That's correct. System does not mean formation, but
everybody knows that.
But Sean, the system is also
Nia, you see where you start, Nia? You see where you start, Nia?
Hold on. How many times have we seen the players who you concede are professional players? How many times have we seen them make the same mistake that you're talking about?
A lot of time, especially Paul. But
hold on. Hold on now. Haven't seen them make this mistake, right? As a coach, what is your responsibility? Is either you tell them say, yo, wanna go home, wanna not good, not gonna get some new player, or not gonna do what me say, right? Or if you tell them that in a one game and they still don't do it, then you don't play them in the second game.
But at the end of the day, Neil, yes, correct, Neil, correct. But at the end of the day, how much players do we have to do this? And when, all right, see, he do it to Ravel, and we are beating him, saying that why he do this? You get me? I say, anyway, Tapateki he's gonna get a beating. No matter if he is that stern coach that say, hey, this guy's not doing what I want on the park, or he's not following instruction, and he left him out of the squad, or he play him at next game and he do the same thing and get left out of the squad, we are gonna beat him. You get me?
Tapa compromise, brethren. The man core players, he highlighted one of the you can't get no more core than Damian Lowe. And the man said Damian Lowe bypass the midfield and kick the ball in the ear. And him don't know who tell him for do that, but him keep on doing it. So Tapa, what do you do?
Neil. Damian Lowe as a professional footballer. If Damian Lowe get the ball from the goalkeeper and no midfielder come for the ball, what you expect he's gonna do? What the coach expect Damian to do?
Right, I agree with you. But why is it that why are no midfielders coming? Why are no midfielders coming for the ball? Why is it that Damian Lowe feels that he needs to do that? It's because we don't have no system.
So the coach needs to fix that, because those are the things you work on. Systems are phase of play. This is what you work on when you have an international team. You know why? Because it's a 3-day turnaround. It's a pickup team. So you have to work on systems of play.
And the last thing I'll say is this. The last thing I'll say with this cranky before you mash me up is that I blame Tapa to an extent, but what I also say is that Tapa is right. He does not have the time to coach them. They were not together for sufficient time for him to have an impact on them and what is happening. The thing that I am faulting is that knowing the constraints, the lack of time, right, the lack of preparation, I feel like more could be done. We are saying them on them for have Zoom chats. I mean, I think that more should have been done to get the team in a system. Right now, that is our biggest problem. We cannot. We are confused. We look confused, and we're not only confused on the field. Unfortunately, the confusion starts from the head of the thing, which is the administration. I'm sorry.
So a couple of things. One is everybody's right in a sense, which is we have a lot of problems, which is we have a lot of problems. It's not one problem we have. It's not just quality. It's not just coaching. It's not just holistics. It's not just chemistry. And the ref was kind to us tonight. So thank you, referee. Whoever compensated you, thanks a lot. We appreciate you trying to help us, but it didn't work out. We weren't good enough to value that help and to make you proud. But so there's a lot of issues with a lot of different places, whether it's with the administration. My biggest thing with the coach more recently, when I called him out, was him challenging the commitments of English players, and to me, him not wanting him players, him relying on his core players, who has let him down tonight, and I've been letting him down. Ours being fooled by the result in Costa Rica game, because I think we didn't play well in Mexico game, and people talk about we got a draw to Mexico, and Mexico missing goal right, left, and center. Costa Rica is a slow, plodding team, old team. We got to join Costa Rica, and we got carried away with that. And he got carried away thinking these players are good enough to compete at the highest level, and they're not. So we can't fix you when you're trying to fix a problem. You're always trying to fix root cause of the problem. If I fix this thing, will it fix the problem, even though I may have other challenges surrounding it? So Sean talks about chemistry, talks about style of play, talks about a number of different things. I focus more on quality because I think if you have quality, you can compensate for all some of those weaknesses that you have. But it's a litany of things that are
Mikel
wrong.
Antonio is not scoring.
Huh?
How come Mikel Antonio plays for Jamaica and just disappear?
So, guys, when we talk about examples, I don't like when we use one situation as the criteria to judge something. Wait,
Another example.
Let me answer you. So Antonio didn't have a good game. We have a pickup team up here in Jamaica. When Cataract come on here running his mouth about where's Cataracts? I give him a hard time about how the team are trained well. I mean, we have 8 men are trained someplace and other people are trained someplace. That ain't gonna work. No matter how good you are, sometimes if you have no, first of all, the course they were tired because the heat went hot, right? So the environment wasn't something that they were acclimated to, which made a challenge for them. But don't judge Antonio in one game. You know we're gonna judge Antonio in one game? Because we see Antonio play week in, week out. We know his quality. I watched Bailey play for Jamaica. I watched him up close in Orlando. He wasn't playing. That wasn't the coach. That was Bailey not playing well. And you watch Bailey for Villa, and you're like, where was this Bailey in Orlando? Maybe he wasn't fit because he seemed to be injured all the time. But he wasn't where he needed to be.
Beat Mexico,
yeah. Well, Canada is organized. Canada have a system. Canada have administration. Canada have resources. What are we struggling most with? Resources. If we had resources, we'd have a different coach. If we have resources, we'd be able to travel a certain way with a certain amount of time to allow us to even have more time to prepare. So no one talked about resources. Resources is also a key factor.
Guys, the USA is just running rings around us when it comes to preparation and tactics. You know what used to burn me back in the day? Anytime back when we had like mostly Jamaicans on the team and we had played the USA, you know what them we got play? Somewhere up north where it a freeze and the Jamaican them, you can't just feel it for them because you know so some of them not used to the cold thing. What this time around when they anticipated that most of our players would be English-based players, what did they do? They played in Texas for the very first World Cup qualifier ever. Why? Because the man them are going to complain about the heat, the same way them the Jamaica complain about the heat. So USA is running just circles around us when it comes to just, strategy on and off the field. But I'm going to say this. I think, and again...
Hold on, Sean. Qatar, I'm sending you a link, man. Send a link, Qatar.
Hold on. Qatar can come on the show. Hold on. I have to talk quick.
I'm selling it long time, you know.
Yeah, you not get much more chance. Me, come up and watch, Kevin. I get much more chance.
I said it long time to him.
No, come on, watch the street.
quick. Hold on. Quick. Guys, Theodore Whitmore said he's not a coach, he is a manager. And for that statement is one reason more why he should get fired. It's not that difficult to put X's and O's on paper and on a blackboard. And the first of 3 days, if you are meeting for 3 days, the first day is just a blackboard session. You're going over the X's and O. The X's and O's. If I run this way, you're gonna run that way. We are going to play an offensive game. We're gonna play a defensive game. We're gonna play a balanced game. We are gonna go down the wings, and 60% of the time we'll go down the wings. Since we have some taller players, we are gonna cross it into the box, or we're not gonna do that. We are gonna go down the wings, and Leon, you are gonna cut inside and play the ball inside. X's and O's on paper. It's not that difficult to put X's and O's on paper on the very first day, the first out of them 3 days there, or at least the first morning session. You're just going over X's and O's on paper so that when the guys go on the field, you can kind of make up for that lack of chemistry because they have an understanding of what it is they are going to do.
Sean.
If me run left, then you are going to run right, etc., etc.
Sean, you know what is your problem, Sean? Your football IQ is so high, and you expect that the coach should be at your level.
Listen, I mean, we talk
It's
like
a compliment, by the way, you know.
No, wait your turn.
I heard somebody call my name 3 times like the Candyman.
You know that's a
I am here. I heard somebody call my name 3 times. I like the Candyman. I am here. I'm going to be your worst nightmare tonight. I'm restarting my laptop.
Yeah, please do. I hope you don't
I didn't want you to call my name 4 times and I not respond.
Oh, Lord.
Right.
Okay, Cataract.
It was real. We will have a lovely chat.
I just
Cataract,
gave him a
so
compliment
since you
and I
are
want him to
gracious
finish.
with your presence, Mr. Cataract, can you at least jump on or contribute to the point that I was making just now?
In free is good. Thank the Lord. Only computer can stop me from talking. Thank the computer.
My Wi-Fi is being supplied by Sapper Whitmore.
Slow flow.
It looked like Coach Whitmore is supplying my thing. So let me there's something else. What you were asking, my brother?
I was talking about the X's and O's. I don't know if you've heard before or you heard before I came on. I said going into these 3-day sessions, the coach should put X's and O's on paper. On the first of the 3 days, should have a whiteboard session where majority of the first day, X's and O's. If I run left, you run right. When we go down the wing, we are going to cross it instead of cutting it in, etc., so that the players can be on the same page to make up for the lack of chemistry.
Hey, Sean?
Yes?
There's somebody has dog in the background on the box. But you have to have the ball.
I have dogs and Peony Wallis.
A Cataract lion.
So I would say this. I don't disagree conceptually with what you're saying, but you have to have the ball to do some of the things that you're saying.
Yeah, and
we
don't have the ball because we don't have the X's and O's on paper. If me run right, you run left. Like that's the reason why we cannot retain the ball. That's it.
I just wanted to say, look, listen, I am going to bring up the example of Haiti and Panama and even Canada to an extent. I believe that those teams have lesser quality players available to them than we do. But I think that the difference is that they have played a number of competitive games, right? They have kept their core together and added players where they could, right? And their federations have not made the same mistakes that our federations have made, and their coaches have looked competent and behaved competently, learned from their mistakes, and so they have all surpassed us. They're, in spite of us having cranky the availability of better quality, they have surpassed us, which is not saying that your point isn't a valid one. I'm just saying that even with lesser quality than we have now, and I think that in 1998, I'm just going to go there and say it. I think we had lesser quality players available to us then, certainly in the
Heck yeah.
qualification, phase of it, right? We could see what a good administration and good coaching can do with even some quality players, less quality players than we have now.
Yeah, but Neil, I'm not advocating for the coach now. People don't misconstrue what I'm saying.
I know
I'm
that.
not advocating for the
I know
coach
that.
at all. I am sometimes saying you can compensate for poor coaching if you have the requisite quality, right? And I don't think the coach can keep control of the ball for you or make a pass around the space. I do agree though that the coach can hurt the team. I don't think Tapa has hurt the team off the field or on the field, frankly. So I don't think Tapa is the answer. I mean, it's a fact. But I don't like to call for coaches as the elixir to fix some of our problems when we have bigger fish to fry like the JFF, frankly.
But
But look, I mean, what are you going to do?
but Cranky, when you are in a system where everything is leaking and there are a whole lot of inefficiencies, the person at the helm has to have all their you know what together, brother. And one of the points I think I heard, was it Neo? Boy, Neo, you said a lot, and I really haven't heard you say anything really that I disagree with. Maybe except one point. Um, that yo, the sorry, the yeah, the coach has to have his game plan together when you are working in a system where you are full of inefficiencies. And one of the things I heard you say was there hasn't been any improvement with Tapa on any level, not on the field, not off the field, not his the media. I mean, even if we had to grade him on his
I think we lost. Did we lose Sean
Yeah,
or
you're
is my
free.
headset? Yeah.
I think he kind of
Yeah,
froze. No, here he's back.
yeah,
He's back.
so yeah, I said everything I had to say. I hope you guys heard what I said about Theo Dua Whitmore not improving on any level.
No, we don't disagree that we're challenged from a coaching perspective. No, we don't disagree that. No one's disagreeing that the coach, whether it's his personal persona, what we have seen optically, because we're not behind the scenes to see what was there, that he hasn't provided what we're looking for in a coach to move the team forward. I am just basically saying what I see with the team playing and how they play, just individual players. I'm not sure some of the players have the requisite quality to compete at this level. And I'll stop there because I'm sure Katarak is dying to speak. And the reason why he's not speaking is because he's mapped out. It's 11:23. He's going to
He's
finish talking
frozen.
at 12
He's
o'clock.
frozen. He's
Oh,
frozen.
he's still frozen. Oh, he should stay frozen.
So wait,
Um,
so Stan, let me ask you this. You don't think we have, from the pool of players that we have, you really don't think we have 11 quality players that we can put on a pitch, Stan?
So here's the thing. I said this already, but a number of times, the reason why we're pushing to get players from England, if we thought we had the quality players in Jamaica, local developed players, we wouldn't be having these
No,
fight about English versus local based
that's
players.
not the question. I'm talking about the players that we have right now. You don't think we have 11 players from the options available right now to
But
put a team?
Sean, we gotta be very careful with that question because here's the thing: when has the coach had all the players at his disposal?
Exactly, right? And them say bad luck worse than Obia, but the only thing that's worse than that is when you are in a system that is full of inefficiencies. That is, so this whole thing with players not being available and mana call out at the last minute, like them things say a Burger King them a work. Yo, it's
Well,
all
no. Look, Sean, the
about
coach
the
said the other
J.
day.
It's all about the JFF.
But it's not. But here's the thing: someone asked the coach the other day, if he spoke to Antonio, and the coach said, "Well, it's Paul All who speak to the English players." The coach, the coach said that when he was asked a question about commitment, the Jamaican players will die for the country and die on the field. When he was asked about English players, he snickered and said he can't answer the question. So the coach is a very divisive coach. He's not really a coach or a manager, because no manager or coach operates that way when you have a team and you're going to be dividing the team versus bringing the team together to have the team coalesce and work efficiently and effectively and have the right chemistry. So he's not a good coach, and he's not a good leader. He's not a good example. I agree with that. My point is always that even despite that, if we had the quality, we could overcome some of the coaching deficiencies, and right now we can't. And as you basically alluded to, we don't have all our players available at any one point in time for a variety of different reasons, which doesn't help.
I just want to add one thing. And I know it sounds like I'm just talking about Tapa all the time, but it's not. I want everybody to understand that really and truly, I think the administration has done a poor job. They have let down Tapa, and I think that they put Tapa in a position where Tapa is a fall guy. You can't get how the saying go? You can't get somebody a basket for go well for carry water.
A straw basket.
Yeah, a straw basket for carry water. Because the truth of the matter is that if there's one thing that I've been consistent about, is that I believe Tapa is a World Cup hero. And I believe that he could have put it out there and put more public pressure on the administration to do the things that were required so that the team could be prepared. I know that we lack the money, and if we lack the money, Tapa could have come out and say so. Tapa has the ability, I believe, and the stature, I believe, to stand up to the JFF. I know that they are his employer, but sometime as a coach and knowing what is happening and knowing the history of the JFF, him just have to go risk it and say, look here, this thing with the players, it needed to be resolved. This thing about inviting the English players, we are going to do that, but it has to be done on a more systematic and selective manner. We can't just invite, a whole bunch of people. We have to do more study. I mean, he could lead. Instead of leading, he has been put in a position where he is a fall guy, where the JFF basically exploit, the goodwill the country have towards Tapa. I know that we're on the precipice of failing. It is going to all come down on him, right? That's what's going to happen. But I maintain that the federation has let us down. And so everybody is watching, and all of the panelists. The next election is 2024. I don't know who's going to run for president. But if we want change, it seems that's the only avenue available to us. That we have to choose somebody or convince somebody to run and see what can be done. Because no matter who the coach is, if he does not have the cooperation of the JFN, if they're not moving in sync in a way to prepare the team, we're going to see this comedy of errors and this failure repeat itself again and again and again.
All right. Super chat from Eagle Republic. Big up yourself, Eagle Republic. Welcome to Qatar. Folks, Captain Orisborough left the template. Fire Tapa Whitmore in his hotel room at 3 a.m. I thought Jamal Lowe was the only PE teacher we had left.
Of course. I hope with the permission of Mr. Cronky, I gave him 1 hour and
Hold on, the Qatar.
Hold on.
Yeah. Mad Villain 11, big up yourself. Welcome to the channel. You can easily hit the subscribe button and become a part of it. Big up yourself. Go ahead now, Qatar.
Okay. So I'm allowed Stan Cronky 1 hour and 45 minutes. So elaborate. Big up all
on
the
a
team.
competing channel. That's why you never come.
Well,
but anyway,
no.
No.
I was on no channel. I was not on any watch along. I was not on any post program. I've taken the time to let it sink in. Right?
You don't cry.
No, it
Boy,
hurt.
years.
It hurt. It hurt. It really hurt. I tell you the truth, it hurt. I
I'm
watched it.
aside
I
going to
watched it.
hospital to get a draw.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Everybody knows what that. They're a ultra man. They're a fanatic. They got the whole team cataract them. It not hurt as bad as the Panama game, which was a capitulation. But something just became clear to me. So, I give my support as long as support can be given. You understand? There's a lot of blame to go around. So I guess we'll come to that. We have the triple treat, we have all kind of thing. But I want to say this. As fans, I'm asking us, we might have our own personal agendas, our own brethren, etc. But you see, the team belong to a nation. I watched the game at Kingston Draft today. About 80 people were there. And let's start with my general thing. Coach, allow me to see the pink watch boss man when they pass sports max, where as a winner have no sense, you don't have a dollar.
Hold on, Qatar, hold on.
No, coach, don't hold me.
We not ready to touch that.
Coach, talk loud. Me, I loud talking one. You don't have no dollar.
He might show a subliminal, you know.
No, when me not,
But Qatar, guess what? That means
coach,
them are watching.
Coach, just build no man, let me deal with my thing, my maker. So let's start with the starting this.
All right, go on again.
Hold on. Big up the Trinidadian female presenter will watch coach's desk. Because she said she watches it social media every night.
Yeah, man.
That she said out of her mouth.
Mariah, she name.
Mariah. And she make you look like a done. Man, they must mute them foot mic, please. Come here, say my piece. Yes, that does. You try to push a narrative. How you feel today? That this team is good enough to go to World Cup. We don't need Mikel Antonio, Ray, rah. All right. Coach, 80 people plus one are saying the same things that we have been saying on social media. Top of the hood, the JFF Gwe, them are this the English player, the best 11 must represent Jamaica, and it went on and on. We are selecting players who cannot start for their club, but expect them to start for Jamaica and perform. Me feel so bad. Because remember, so we here keep saying it. But so let me tell you, the man them I talk about, they know what happening in the streets, and that the streets are saying. You know how bad the thing is? Some people ask the people to turn on soul music because they don't want to watch that. 80 people at the place. And the people that say turn on the soul music, they don't want to watch that. So about 20 away, they're around the bar at huddle and the people are listening to souls, including Manuel Goa, France 98 with. People no business with them. This is a fairly expected result. You go away, you're going to lose. That's how it goes. You have to win on your home turf. This is the best chance we had to beat the United States. Really best chance because they did not look that good. You know what? I think Coach Devon always cry out for. I heard a man sitting next to me saying, the man that can't hold the ball for 1 minute, just control the pass between each other for 1 minute. And in the first 15 minutes, all the man said, not even 1 minute. Up to the first 15 minutes, we didn't control the ball, not 1 minute. We didn't even have the ball. For 15 minutes, we did not have possession of the ball. And the one time we won it back, it went back there. So I'm going to talk. I hope I can talk freely. It's a Jeremy in there, Neo Sovereign there, Dre anywhere there. I don't know the other brethren, Coach never. But let me tell you something. The things that we say here, absolutely. So after we finish with that, now we're going to get to the coach where I'm saying all them things about talk about the game. Big man team. 45 minutes. Nil on. You come out of the dressing room and you concede. The 2 times when you are supposed to be most guarded are when? Coming up to halftime, when you just come out of the dressing room, you try to hold on for the first 10 minutes, and the last 10 minutes of the game, you try to hold whatever
15.
you have. No, brother.
15.
No, brother, I'm here talking to coach. You have your thing. The last 10 minutes, the 88th minute, you try to hold on to whatever you have. If you have a point, you hold on to it. If you have a lead, you hold on to the lead. If you are behind, you try to gain. Right? Good. So here what now? Some things I just can't hide no more. Shatter, you and your baller go back to Belgium and get in the first team and get first team football because he was lost. He had the only shot. I congratulate him on that, but he lost. He can't play make, he can't make no plays. And he's the playmaker. We overhype our footballers. United States never had the best team, and they ran rings around Jamaica. Just ran rings around Jamaica. The JFF cannot fire Tapper. They owe him a piss pot load of money. So he's going nowhere. That's the reality. So whoever go in a man bedroom 3 o'clock in the morning, better have his salary for the last year, we're only not pay him, plus the year to come that is in his contract and his severance. They're talking brawling, who not like, where you pink watcher, you think that. They tell you, you feel like we don't know what's going on. JFF, you are not paying Coach Whitmore. And if you don't pay your employers, they get disgruntled. And when you pay him short. You deal with the man like how people deal with sound. Brother, all that thing, puzzle up a thing. You know, sister, a thing now, not now go on in the dance tonight. Just all that something. Come and challenge me and show us proof that over the last 12 months, you have paid Coach Whitmore his full salary. So you are compromised. The coach, because when we come on here, people come and act like we don't have sense and whatever, and pick watch boss, Georgie Pargy putting on pipe. Not even call him name. Because we don't speak spokey and use big words like apogee, which actually means apex, and we have a resident robot in Shatter. He translates the big words. So try to use a word with more than 8 letters. Next time you're going to try a thing, you're going to look sensible. Because lots of people speak spokey and chat foolishness. Let's check that on Trump. We could not have expected any different with this result.
Let me just read the super chat so you can get more time.
Oh, no, they can't read the super chat. Lincoln fans. Unfortunately, Jamaica won't make it to the World Cup because of incompetent leaders. I can do that. I mean, I know he says we have no sense. Those of us who talk loud on social media. Right? You don't know football. You didn't even know the man in the team.
Oh, yes, man.
Your late night call that's going to lead to your divorce is all over the web. There's not much you can say. What did you expect? We had a 38-year-old central, a 37-year-old central defensive midfielder. In the first half, everybody was walking. I'd like to hear Wunwun's comment now about Anthony Grant standing up, because everybody did that stand up. Everybody. Only Jamal Lomasi a run, and when Kemar Roof did come on, he did a run around the place. We all thought it was a joke and a typo when we saw Kemar Roof listed as a midfielder. This brother, from he is age 12 and under, has been a professional at West Bromwich Albion's Academy. He went to West Bromwich, he went on loan to Leeds, Anderlecht, and Rangers. He has played one position. It's not like Mikel Antoni. He has played one position. Number 9, central forward. Why in F's name
would you put him in attacking midfield? We started, when I saw they have a joke and laugh about it near, okay, when we saw the team thing come out. But the man didn't really mean it. The man take a number 9, 6'3" forward and 6'2", who is cumbersome and lumbering. He needs to be in the box like Christian Benteke and put the man to play attacking midfield. What do you think was going to happen? I'm waiting for ball occur. I hope that he was very vocal.
1 second, Cataract. I thought we agreed that he could play anywhere on the front line.
Who could agree he played anywhere on the front line?
I thought we all said that he could play anywhere on the front line.
Oh, who was everyone?
Everyone on a certain show at a particular time. All the panelists on this year's program, coaches.
Which player?
Kemar Roof.
Of course, Kemar Roof can play across the line.
Hold on.
I've seen it.
Hold on a minute. When you say across the line,
the forward line, right wing, left wing, and central.
No. Kemar Roof has not played as a winger. Kemar Roof plays in a 2-forward formation. He plays as a single lone striker up front. Kemar Roof has, and my brethren, I'm not sure your name, but across the front of the line, even if the man them say that, it's not attacking midfield. Attacking midfield is not a part of the front of the line.
My name is Sean Ellis Cataract.
Sean Ellis? Yes, Sean Ellis. So attacking midfield is not across the front of the line. Attacking midfield is in the middle of the park, linking up with your CDM and CM. He doesn't do that. But he was. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
No, I'm saying, but he wasn't really at fault here because the game was lost by the time he came on. The people who spoke and said when Mariappa and somebody told me earlier today, when Mariappa and Damian Lowe are on the field, Jamaica doesn't concede more than 1 goal. So hear what happened now. You can stop chat them foolish statistics that don't mean anything. Right? You can stop chat them foolish statistics that don't mean anything. How we going to fix it? Obviously, we have to get 3 points against Canada.
Look at the screen.
What am I looking at the screen? This is a heat map for what?
No, look on the right-hand side of the Kemar Roof. I tell you, see him play across and see him play attacking midfield.
Look at where attacking midfield. It's in a light whatever. Pull up transfer market and see how much games. All right, when we stop that, now come up. That is in light. When it's in light green, he might have played a 1 match lesser.
No, but I'm saying he plays across the front. See their left wing, centre forward and right wing. I did say that a while ago, which is
yes, and I said to you, he played as 2 striker and thing. But we can look in transfer market and see it. But look at his heat map. Do you see somebody playing on a wing? Most of it is concentrated in the middle of the park. He might go wide right, go wide left. Come back in the box there and do some defensive work. Hard working shop, right? But and probably look at last season. Look at last season, you get a better idea, right? But overall, I'm saying, yes, I know, and I said whoever said you feel afraid to talk Brian Knighton, we don't hold him out and go and talk. Me and myself and Simon are not Siamese twins, but there were persons today on JD's channel saying that. So know that Low is better than Ethan Pinnock, and Ethan Pinnock 6 goals go past Ethan Pinnock when we were Jay Taylor. But 6 goals go past Ethan Pinnock when he played for Jamaica. All kind of rubbish. The fact is we have the players that we have. The coach, when we told you, when Cataract said the money done, the credit card declined, nobody else can fly, so they act like we are idiots. You heard it out of Tapa's mouth. He wanted a larger squad, and the JFF said he's restricted to 24 players. 23 plus Anthony Grant, right?
So why 17 member delegation or 20 member delegation?
Hold on, man. When he was selecting the squad, I'm talking about.
A while ago.
That's about 17 or 18 players were there. 18 players we had.
No, me I thought
No,
delegation.
man said delegation.
No man, hold on man. You don't know what Devon, don't argue. I asked on this program already, what is the size of the non-technical
Exactly.
delegation? You think we don't know? What is the size of the non-technical delegation?
Qatar, me read Joe Grind super chat. The last time apparently them send one and I never read it. So me want to make sure this time. Pick up yourself, Joe Grind. It's
But
sad to say, but without the Lord and the judge, we won't win a single game in World Cup qualified.
I see
Also,
you
we
something.
need to drain the JFF swamp. Lord Ravel, Judge Grant.
well, granted, it did his COVID test, came back negative today. I have approval to land. He will be in the air 12:45 p.m. tomorrow, and he will land at 4 o'clock. He is asking why the JFF flew in so close to the flight, and he has been here. He would have wanted to come to Kingston at least a day earlier to have some rest to be able to get over the jet lag and be able to get down to playing. Look here, my family. There's nothing we could have done in this game. I'm going to watch it back more closely. I'm going to look at the statistics.
Don't stress yourself, man.
No, but at times we were being toyed with. That's what I heard. I just repeated some of the things. Toyed. 17 games as a camp. Wonderful Teddy Higre. Out of how many games he has played in his career? Just for a laugh.
Gentlemen, you hear me? You got my beg, because we just get a phone call a while ago. And this is a man where I just come off, I feel, and say, you don't know where we are stressed ourselves for, because if a man them what the hell not stress, and we out here as fans are stressed. It don't make no sense, my youth. My God.
So people got what they wanted.
Coach, you see message I send your coach?
Oh, me not check my phone. I look for it.
So the people have gotten what they wanted. They said we don't need the English-based players. We were without.
Just keep it on, coach. Don't say nothing.
We're just in a large majority of them, right? The missing of DJ and Ravel and Grant. You have Hacker, you have Speedy, and you had Maggie. So you had an all Jamaican midfield. How did that work out for us? People came in telling that Shamar Nicholson scores the goals. He had a chance today and he fluffed it. I don't think that he played like a player I think he played like a player who's injured and who's tentative. I don't know. The goals, the central defensive partnership, Low was at fault. I don't know how it looked to other people, but then I watched the game. A jerk center, but I watched the game, but so I didn't watch it closely. Maybe some people can tell us how the goals went. But we never look like trouble in America. We never look like scoring. You know. I don't think the USA came out of first gear or maybe second gear. Anybody think differently? That the USA came out of first gear or second gear? They won at a canter. Sean Ellis, you think they came out of first gear or second gear?
USA, based on performance their last few games and based on the press conference, they outplayed themselves. I think they were overly excited about this result, which is going to be, which them are going to get some disappointments when they play some other teams, because from what I see right now, Jamaica are really the weakest team in this competition. So them all excited about the result with them get over Jamaica. But there was a time somebody had said it, that was a good 15 minutes that we put some passes together and you could see that they were nervous, that Jamaica, that the United States was backing off, like, okay, what is going on here? And we just couldn't continue it. if we could have that good little 15-minute or 10-minute spell, like why wasn't that something that we could extend for a longer period of time? Because you could see that the United States was kind of weary and backing off a little bit and not pressing as hard as they did before and after that spell.
So I want to set the batters, right? Big up King
Hold
John.
on.
Big up the whole team.
So,
I want to set the
um,
batters. A delegation is not coaches. Coaches are technical staff. Physio is technical staff. Chef and equipment manager and masseuse and the doctor, that is technical, that is support staff. Do not come on here and try to confuse the people. That is technical staff and they traveled before. We are talking about the non-technical delegation. Shut up, please. I know we're not on speaking terms because I spoke about McGee, but please give us the definition of delegation versus technical versus support staff. Don't come here and try to tricky people because we're not night tonight. We're not night tonight. Alvas Powell has played 90 minutes of football for the month of September since we came back from the last debacle, right? The first 3 matches. Javian Brown has played every single game for his club for varying numbers of minutes. 264 minutes. Only Fish has played 10 minutes. And these players are called up to a 23-man squad. And why is Alva starting? He's not starting for his team. The only thing I give him today, he obviously listen to this program. Becoming a scene, put him hand behind the back. Like him a roast and fried
exactly.
bread.
I saw that.
Right?
Coach.
Mm-hmm.
You're good, Cataract? You're good, Cataract?
Yeah, man, we're good, man. I know last night when the pie them did that one. No, but let's say that we have to ask ourselves some hard, tough questions. People have been crying out. We had a basically a local defense with Mariappa, one player. We had a fully local midfield. And we had a more overseas front line. It didn't work out for us. Didn't work out for us. It's a thing there.
All right. Coach. So how much is it of a concern that now that low?
I think so.
Dre,
Yeah.
your signal bad, man. You have to take out that something there.
Not here, Jay. Everybody gets no, man.
Better now. Same thing.
Same thing.
So that must be the signal then. But that's a third point low. Message the candidate.
No, Jay, we're not here. We're not here.
Not here.
All right.
Not here. Just a break up. Choppy. Roger Xbox said choppy.
So let me ask you guys this. So in the Costa Rica game that we played, and everybody was all excited because we were playing attractive football that we like to see, and we say, yeah, we'll lose, but we did play good. What was the difference in that game versus all the games we played after that? Like, what was that strategy?
The Costa Rica game?
Huh?
In the Gold Cup you're speaking about?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah, so because everybody was like, well, we really did play good, some attractive football, move the ball.
Costa Rica plays at a slower pace, just like Serbia did, and we looked okay. When playing against teams that are not full of runners, we look okay. But once a team has come to run at us, we had a problem. I have to sit back and watch it because I mean I was shell shocked and then everybody accompany me like I mean I work on TV that I don't watch it on YouTube, but I just regular people here. Man, I ask me to explain. Man, I take me and let me a part of GFF. You understand?
Big up Maria. No big up the pink watch boss.
Can we beat Canada Saturday? I don't know. That is the truth. I don't know.
Canada and Mexico just finished 1-1.
I don't know.
Was that in Canada or was that in Mexico?
Well, I think it was. Hold on.
It was in Mexico if you not hear me. In the Azteca. The fans that they start the chanting and then they have to start.
It was in Mexico.
Mexico.
El Salvador leading Panama 1-0.
So I mean,
I don't know why Jamaica's not blessed with runners, Omar. That's what somebody said today. It's a crying shame that we have the best sprinters in the world. We have the best sprinting coaches.
Hello.
We don't develop footballers that we don't develop footballers with pace.
It hurt me, not cataract, when people bring up that fool
No,
argument.
no. It's not a fool argument because you can different kind of pace, but we have people who make 400-meter runners and 800-meter runners not are good. So why can't we make people who are good over shorter sprinting? You can be taught to sprint.
Everybody will run can play ball.
No, but what we're saying is that just like how you can.
Speed, Sean, tell him no. Speed of using a track and field a different thing for football, man.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. I am not saying that the man is going to be 100-meter sprinters, but you have man lumbering.
Cataract, in football, you run and you change direction, you change pace.
My brother, I have to disagree with you. Tyreek McGee lost the ball, right? And he's running in a straight line along with a man who's running with the ball. And the man reached near our 18-yard box and McGee barely reached the half line. That is running in a straight line.
So Cataract, you want the track and field coach to come at the training session and help them to develop the speed?
No, I want the track and field coaches when they are in high school to teach them the proper technique of how to sprint 40 yards.
It's not a technique thing.
It's not a technique thing.
No.
Oh, okay.
What
is it?
It's a two different dynamics.
Okay. I mean, I can get into it, but I don't want to segue into a track and field thing. So, I mean, it's really speed endurance. Speed endurance is the ability to run any distances that is greater than a 60-meter all the way up to like 110 meters. So speed endurance is really anything that is greater than a 6.5 second run up to like a 14-second run. So in football, where you have to run and stop, run and stop.
Change direction and you need
speed. Hold on,
Cataract. In their training plan or the training program for football, they do speed work. They do endurance work. Speed endurance work
is more important than the speed training.
But the speed work that they do in football is a total different thing from what you try to do in track and field.
So you are saying, so I am asking you this now, and I don't want, maybe in a triple treat we're going to talk about it because we're really going to talk about the match. I'm saying to you now, I grew up in England, and let me tell you some of the speed merchants. Craig Bellamy, who was a Welsh international, played for Manchester City FC. The man just burn, the speed to burn. Like when they take off down the wing, like when they hit a ball over the top, they are running in one direction towards the ball. And they're going to reach there first before the other man who's running with them. They are faster. There's no turning.
The Dutch baller is fast. Even learn a different thing in a track and field. When them Iron Robin, some of them just naturally fast. Probably if you put them in a track and field training, they're not going to be as fast as they are.
So hold on. So shut up. I thought you'd have come with some humility to say that Every side I pick, I put Maggie in that side based on what we had there. So I thought you would have come with some humility to explain the performance of the ball that you told us has the cure for cancer, the
But
cure
Cataract,
for COVID. And because I tell you, Shatta, you're doing nonsense. Because
Cataract.
what you're doing, one second, Sean Ellis, what you're doing is pumping hot air up the baller instead of saying to him, brethren, you have to perform for your club, get and become a regular starter. If you're sitting on a bench, it is hardly likely that when you come on to play for your national team, you are going to be as match fit and match sharp and match ready. Go ahead, Sean Ellis.
You really think Maggie's game was that bad?
Maggie, I don't think it was the worst, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
I'm gonna tell you what I saw. There were times when I saw him with the ball where is he's kind of like when Ravel have the ball where you wonder why him have so much time. It's like is either they're not tackling him or he might do something. But he had more time with the ball than any other Jamaican player, which is a huge indication of something going on in his favor. Um, Again, he's lacking as far as tackling is concerned. I don't remember the play that you were referring to, where he was running like with a player, but I really don't think he, as far as I am concerned, he was the best. He was one of the best players in a team that was performing really
poorly.
He
Yes,
was one. He was one of the best of the worst.
yes. So I said to you, Maggie was not the worst player. Let me ask you, and I want people to be honest. Who were the three worst players out there for Jamaica starting? Let's out of the starting lineup.
The three worst.
Yes.
Coach, you go first. I need some time to think about this because this is a deep question.
People in the audience, who are the
I'm
three
gonna
worst
say,
players?
boy,
No,
the whole of them period. I mean,
you're probably right. But go ahead.
I can't even throw out any one player that I was like,
No, Sean
that
Ellis,
player just stand out as a really bad player.
you have to be a man, man. You have to be a man.
Bobby
No, no, no,
Reed.
no, no.
Let me.
When it
How much
comes
I
from
say? How much I
coaches,
say, Cataract?
three.
Three.
Bobby Reed.
No starting. Flemmer did not start, so don't be.
Bobby Reed.
Agreed.
Tyreek McGee.
Whoa. Okay.
Adrian Mariappa. And we can go a step further. Kemar Taxilarians. This is based on the statistics on.
No, man, you can't do that, coach. You cannot do that. They're cheating. I'm asking you as a fan who watch the game, don't tell me your sofa score anything. Who are the three worst players for you?
For me, I thought
Yeah, but hold on, the man himself, is it only going forward? You're saying that Maggie played good going forward.
Cataract, who you talking to? Me or somebody else?
No, me see a man just put up a carbon name and said, me drink too much rum and boom. I didn't drink today. I really didn't. I had a ginger beer. We put it on coach early and tell us, yeah, pound of jerk pork, a ginger beer, and some pressed fried plantain, green plantain. But I drink today. But let me hear your three off of your head.
Bobby Reed. Topsy Albus.
Sean Ellis.
Top of my head.
Sean Ellis. Alphas Powell. Although he has played worse for Jamaica. Bobby Reed. And it's between Taxi and Damian Lowe.
And interestingly, Damian Lowe and the goalkeepers are the two of the best.
No, but that's why I want to go for sofa score. I tell you what my eye tell me.
Yeah, but me I tell you after you tell me what the stats, where your eye tell me, I tell you what the stats tell you.
It surprised me. Jamal Watson was not one of the three worst, in my opinion. He may be fourth, but if to tell you how bad it was, Speedy Williams was anonymous.
No, Speedy had a good game to me.
He was anonymous.
Listen, man, what it comes down to, I'm gonna say it again. Tapa, and I'm gonna make an assumption, and I'm gonna need like one of the players to squeeze a man a message and whisper a message to a man to confirm or deny. But I am gonna go out on a limb and say Tapa does not have whiteboard sessions before these games, which is unheard of at any level. Period. There's no way he's having whiteboard sessions, because if he was having whiteboard sessions, this team wouldn't be as playing as haphazardly as they're playing now.
Well, Nicholas, when you say Speedy was good, there was not one Jamaican player, maybe Jamal Lowe, but there wasn't one Jamaican player out there who you said played good, in my opinion.
Jamal Lowe wasn't good either.
And that was, no, I said average. Speedy would have an average game. He was anonymous.
Well, Speedy and Watts weren't far apart.
The best player on the pitch was Bowser, actually. And Una can't choose to as much as Una want, but there were times when you can see that he had the ball and he just made the USA team just nervous based on, I guess, his previous performances against the United States. Yeah, but I would say I really don't see anybody that had.
We were to have a red card though in the first 10 seconds of the game.
20.
Oh, okay.
Well, everybody's eye is different, you know.
No.
After that comment on the screen.
Taxi was the last man. Taxi was the last defender. So if it's a foul, it should be a red card. That's the rule. What should not have been a yellow card was Damian Lowe's foul.
Damian Lowe, yeah.
He won the ball cleanly, and I think we should appeal it.
No, it wasn't clean, Qatar. No,
it's clean, coach.
Not that as clean as we thought. I watched the replay multiple times, and it was a faint touch.
Even the commentator said,
and him catch the man foot too. Based on him got more foot than ball. He barely touched the ball. That was what I saw. So it wasn't that clear, clean tackle. No.
That's what we saw. That's what I saw when they turned it over.
I watched it multiple times.
Jamal Lowe should not have been subbed. Yeah. And the other thing I want to raise, coach.
Hold on, Qatar. Maybe they'll try to make a point with a comment up on the screen. Because
this is Kyle Butler. It looks like Kyle Butler. Everybody.
Why you think Bailey is so fast, Coach Minzy? The speed in track and field is not different. Because Coach Butler said that he had track and field coach to coach Leon to develop Leon's speed in Europe. So all I fastball of them, then get a track and field coach to develop their speed. So that would nullify a coach going through his entire periodization. And every time I go to him periodization, him eliminate the speed work that the football do and use a coach. Let me tell you something. You see the speed work where track and field people do are different from something there. Speed work where footballer do, you know, talk about no technique, you know, talk about no angle of your arm, you know, do none of that. You know, teach them to run in a straight line. You don't do that in football.
So, but I disagree with you. So when you're a winner and you're running, so when you're running down the wing, down the flat in a straight rapid line to get onto a ball, that's not a straight line. What you do? You run zigzag.
You think you're running in a straight line, but if you look on the trajectory, it's still not in a straight line. And besides, what the track and field coach will do is to tell you they have certain mechanics. Mm-hmm. The football coach now going to tell you that all he's interested in you is to move sprinting in a different in terms of name. But what the track and field coach is going to ensure that you do is mechanical difference. When you do the football speed work, the man does tell if you run, go down and say, sprint over 40 yards, sprint over 40 yards. In a track and field, you don't do that alone. You concentrate on mechanics as well. So I don't want to tell me no foolishness.
So
I coach a toe sport.
So, coach, you know, say you invite me upon your other program, One Away for talk about track and field, and I'll know me a dodge out that.
Yeah.
All right. I ran track and field in high school. I ran track and field in college, and I also coach track and field for those who don't know. Or coach track and field for those who don't know. Let's talk about speed. Let's talk about the energy systems. When we are talking about speed, if you want to improve somebody's speed, have them run distances between 30 meters to 60 meters. Runs between 3 seconds and 6 seconds long is what you need to improve the energy system if we are talking about speed. So that's why.
Let me add to that, Sean Ellis. Speed are the one of the hardest component to develop.
Yes.
So you have to constantly do it.
Yes.
So when
because speed, coach, give me 1 second. Because speed is more genetics than energy system. Speed is actually more fast twitch muscle and red blood cells and white blood cells. Yes. So you constantly have to be working at speed. All right.
But Sean, you have some persons who are natural.
Yes.
Like a Leon Bailey, he has speed.
Yes.
But he has to constantly work on it to maintain that speed. Because if he drop off, I'm not doing short sprint them and in sprint them not training. That's why they constantly train.
So,
but it's too different in the mechanics of the different parts.
Let me say this. So if I improve an athlete's speed by doing speed work, we just call it speed work, right? And put him in a game, and I don't improve any other energy system apart from speed work, he might go out there and run a few times and he might go bust. What I need to develop in addition to speed work is speed endurance. Speed endurance are runs that are greater than 60 meters, but, well, let me not even say meters, runs that are greater than 6 seconds, but less than 15 and a half seconds. That's why when track and field athletes are doing speed endurance work, you see them run at 80 meter, them run at 110, or the preferred distance is 150 meter. So you can't just develop the speed and put a youth out there. Yeah, like, yeah, man, I'm fast. You also have to work on the speed endurance. And this is the last thing I'm going to say before I come off of this track and field thing. Speed endurance is what you need Yeah, I'm sorry. So I'm going to say this last thing before I come off for this track and field thing. Speed endurance is the energy system that you need to do multiple short runs, multiple bursts of energies. So speed endurance is what you need for run up and down the flank all day and don't bust. If you don't have speed endurance, it no matter how much speed you have, if you don't have speed endurance, as the name suggests, speed endurance is the energy system to endure different speed runs. So if you don't have speed endurance, the speed you have is going to be nullified in the first few runs that you make. So yes, I mean, if you're training a footballer for track and field and for football, it's the same energy systems that you're going to use. As far as technique is concerned, yeah, a track and field athlete will work on their technique more because the technique will give them an edge because every millisecond count, right? But technique in sprinting in football is not as important as it is in track and field.
Not important.
All right, so let's move on. It's first control.
You have a lot of experts in the comment section.
Let me move on. Is first control important? Because I noticed that wasn't really playing today.
Huh?
Right? Is first control important? Because I noticed that was not playing today. Right?
Yeah, man.
Will it man I get ball and the ball have to go 10 meters from them. Right? But the all round bad, I don't care what Sofa score tell me. The best player in Jamaica would have probably gotten a 6 out of 10 from me. The best player, and that would have been Jamal, and probably Boza would have get 1.5 for the, I don't know. But everybody else, Speedy probably get a 5, 4. That's innocuous. He's not influencing the game or impacting the game. He's the box to box midfielder. You tell me one driving run that Speedy made for our half into the opposition half. And then tell me say the man have a good game.
So
when you're playing box to box, just think in your head about Yaya Toure when he was at Man City. The driving kind of runs that move the ball out of our half into the opposition half.
the sad thing is, Cataract, is if the general now play next to Speedy, is a different Speedy. No, I wonder what it's like if we have the general play and Speedy now play. I mean, is that the only two combination that can work? I mean, Grant and Speedy, because I can tell you that.
Sorry to cut you. Sorry. But I think no, man. My internet having a little delay, so it sounds like you pause. But so go ahead and finish.
No, so I'm saying that Speedy look good when he's playing against Grant or opposite to Grant. I mean, I wonder what Grant looks like if he's playing and Speedy is not next to him.
So I think Anthony Grant came in with a different mindset. One of the things he came here was to develop a CDM and leave a legacy. That's one of the things when he talked to me. He said he just want to come and build a CDM for the future. I don't think he realized Speedy is that old because Speedy looks like a little boy. The other day we have to tell us Speedy at 29. So he's willing to share whatever he learns, but he barks instructions. He is the general of the midfield to keep people in position, etc. Or he points out or whatever. Watson doesn't do that.
Cataract, so that thing that you said about barking instruction, I think it is so important because with a team that is lacking chemistry, you do need a player or several players that are going to kind of marshal the players verbally. And Grant does that, and Ravel does that as well.
The central midfield that I was dying to see? Grant alongside Ravel.
Of course, I mean, that's what we've all been waiting for.
And it looks like we'll never see that in our lifetime. I was really looking to see Grant alongside Ravel. So what Grant wants to do is get rid of the ball quickly when he has won it, right? And get it off to somebody. He doesn't want to have to do any technical work and beat the player. He will hold it, he will turn his back and shield the ball, but he really wants to get it off quickly. Ravel wants to receive the ball quickly.
I don't think we are going to see the best of Jamaica until we see Grant, Ravel, and Maggie. I don't think we're gonna. And I see you have that look in your face, Cataract, like Maggie.
No. Maggie, I developed Maggie, but I think Grant would be a little too old by the time Maggie develops. I think now, having seen the game, Grant, Ravel, Daniel Johnson in attacking midfield is who I think.
Cataract, for me, still, Daniel Johnson, even though he's playing out of position, loses the ball way too many times, man. Like, that's just one stat that I don't like. He just loses the ball just way too many times.
Did Speedy play the same role he's been playing last 2 games today?
Yes.
Supposedly. Give us some information about Topi since he's replacing Low. For the people who want to know about Topi, ask Mr. Speed of Cavalier. Our coach might want to say it. But Jamar Topi has been in the program. He's a young defender. He's not too bad. There you go.
So Fresh God said Maggie is not a must start, and he directed that statement to me. Maggie is not a must start, but based on the other options, he is the best option that I see. I really haven't seen DJ play the position. I can't remember DJ playing his rightful position for me to even say that DJ should be the man in that position. But for me, based on natural abilities, what I've seen so far, the peer that I really want to see. I mean, whether it's the you guys agree are the best peer or not, the peer I or the trio I want to see is Grant, Ravel, and Maggie. Fresh
All
God
right,
said,
look, hold
hold on.
on. Let me ask a
Fresh
question.
God said, hold on, hold on.
Let me
Fresh
ask a
God said,
question.
Sean, your Maggie bias is so high.
Let me ask a question, Sean, and the rest of gentlemen. For we have seen the growth of Speedy Williams from where he was
Come on.
and where he is now. Do you believe that if Maggie was given the
Come on.
opportunities like a Speedy Williams, he wouldn't have been much better, more confident than he is now?
Yes, that's why we need to play him. Cataract, do you remember how we used to drag certain players on this channel like Speedy? And we kind of had to draw up ourselves and change up our statements. Look how much Speedy has improved. Imagine if Maggie had a similar or had similar playing time as Speedy.
So here's the thing. Speedy got the playing time from Japan, right? And he has been improving each. But the Speedy didn't reach nowhere being a good, It's just decent. Average. He's an
Which
average.
is
He's an average box to box midfielder. But he's not poor. He did start off weak. When he was playing alongside Damian Lowe, the two of them out of position till Japan just run through the whole midfield. Sorry, not Japan. When he at one point when they put Damian Lowe up into CDMatic. And the
was it
server
that in the Japan game?
Yeah.
But coach, who's the figure in the lower left corner?
Oh, David Radigan.
Oh, Tiddlywinks.
David Radigan, the Tiddlywinks boss. All the way from London, England. And it's about 6 o'clock in the morning field time.
Richard.
Remember to take time talk, Richard.
Yeah. Because the last time the wife come down, there was a problem on the camera. I don't want the man get beat. I don't let them sell bingo baggy in England, but it's not pretty. But Richard, what say you? Yeah, man, people hit the like button now. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Please.
You mute Richard.
No, look like the wife has muted the button. The wife has muted.
You know, muted us now here.
The wife has muted it.
We're not here.
Well, Richard, the wife makes a see what you know, see what man Charlie. Richard, wife,
and he
Richard, wife,
with the headset, you know.
The woman come and turn change of his settings.
She never signed the permission slip yet, man.
Oh God, you need to have a couple early teammate.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it seems like hold on. It seems like the old ball and chain has gotten to your settings.
And you know somebody. I don't even want to go into that. You know, I was desperate a few hours ago, and I made a phone call to her, and I almost regretted it. Oh, that's another story. The domestic affair. Oh God. Can you hear me?
Say, imagine if Maggie was played out of his position like Speedy. So what position does Speedy play naturally?
I think he's a CAM too, you know.
That's central midfield, yeah.
Right. Like Lamar Walker, the whole of them come from the same, play the same position, but they just converted speedy into the CDM.
Guys, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right, sir. I watched via watch along. I attempted to try to find live coverage. Didn't find the live coverage. Chilled, and I enjoyed. I say enjoyed. I was captivated, tense, but happy with the first half. I listened. I observed the feedback and the various reactions of fans as they watched along. At the end of the first half, I was conscious, content, relieved, happy. The names on my lips, in my thoughts, were Javon Watson, tick. Javon Watson survived. Javon Watson seemingly thrived using his knowledge, his experience. He was pointing, from what I was hearing, directing things and playing his part, fully aware that he's not up to speed as compared to the other players. I was relieved and happy that I, amongst others, had selected Javon to be in the matchday squad to play a part in the game. Javon Watson was playing a role. I also asked during the first half.
Richard.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Richard,
yes,
I'm going to say two things to you. You see when you made that statement now, all kind of Arabic coming at the chat. Coach, wake up. Look what going on chat to them Arabic man here.
I say I can't see what's going on at all. What am I saying?
You can't see.
No. What's going
on? Sir Richard.
No problem.
You said someone told you that Javon Watson did all those things? Right?
More than one person who was watching the watch-alongs were commenting. So I'm feeding back on what they were saying.
I'm also going to give you some things here.
You heard it over here?
Hold on, Coach. Hold on. We are having the Miss Universe. Miss Kitty is now slim and wears a size 2 dress and is going to Miss Universe. Over on Politics Watch, I'm going to quote Sir P. We have some unicorns selling in Jamaica at a very cheap price. Buy some.
Cataract, you're forgetting something. We have some unicorn show to go along with it.
Okay. It's for sale in Jamaica. It's along those same lines. I am going to quote from Malcolm X. You have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, lied to, conned, the wool drawn over your eye.
Led down a garden path?
No, led down Matthews Lane and tell that Sandals is somewhere on that street. You got dead, they will shoot you. No.
Well, Cataract, let's be fair. I'm laughing because you're funny, but let's be fair now, all right?
Javon Watson was not the worst player on the pitch.
Hold on.
But hold on, I'm going to tell you something. There was a period of time, like after the goal, Javon Watson took a vacation in Austin, Texas. He took a vacation on the field.
Point of order.
Only thing needed for him to have taken off his trunks and be in his speeders and looking for a pool. He took a vacation.
Point of order. And Cataract, I know that you're a great listener. Sean, I'm sure that you might chime in and understand what I'm going to say here. I said, and let me complete the story of my watch-along experience. This was the the first proper heavy watch along that I'd experienced. And it was an interesting experience. And it's even more so now that I'm getting feedback on the comments section from the good people of Coach's Desk and in social media. I said the first half I was watching via watch along, and Javon Watson was getting plaudits. About around the 36th minute, when I believe I asked a question again about Javon, things were going pretty well, but I was conscious of the fact that, like Energy Bunny, he may run out of steam. So how long would he go? Well, Jamaica got to 0-0, parity 0-0 with Javon in the team. The second half, I tell you the truth, I switched off and made attempts to come over to Coach's Desk to watch the watch along. It was at that point I heard
stop
1-0. Within minutes of the resumption, I heard 1-0.
No. Coach, please remove this man's visa and remove him from Coach's Desk country.
On what grounds? Listen.
Straight up. You were somewhere else online, getting all kind of
unicorn stories.
Unicorn stories. Let me put it that way.
Unicorn.
Look here. Javon Watson would have, hold on.
Go ahead.
Reports that Javon Watson would have dropped down on the field and would have done a Christian Eriksen, whatever the man name, were greatly exaggerated. He made it to the 90-minute whistle.
But you know, I lost consciousness around the 50th or 60th minutes. I literally fell asleep and awoke to the tunes of Coach's Desk. When it got, I think, at 2-0, as soon as the second goal went in, within 5 or 10 minutes, that is when I lost consciousness, only to be awoken in the post game shows, post-match shows. And this is where I've now joined your good self, and I've seen you and been listening to you. I saw Cataract, I saw Kronk talking. I saw, hey, listen.
So Sanjay Brooks said he just left the Players Hotel in Austin, Texas, and all I can say after talking to two of the core players who both started and finished the game is that there is definitely some division in the squad. How can there be division in the squad? A pure yardman with a tiny sprinkling of British players. So they divide amongst themselves. Sanjay Brooks, they divide amongst themselves. Who divide now? Are the US man divide against the yardman for a yard? Cause to a yardman, them Dennis Taylor and the Dennis Taylor, sorry, J.D. White. So the Cavalier man then divide. How divide go? I don't understand. Because Aruf, Bobby Reed, Jamal Lowe, and Mariappa. A 4 in a 20, you can't divide it? I don't know. Yeah, Cataract, a different match than I watch, brother. Teddy Lee Gray, people.
Cataract.
Go back and replay your video that you did about Anthony Grant before you come in and call about Anthony Grant the Great. Remember the video you did, you know? Yeah, me, I show we can't do no better. Yeah, me I forgot say, me work with Anthony Grant car, but I really Jordan Cousins and Kevin Stewart, they want and so Isaac Aiden now I play for it. The what left Anthony Grant, yeah, but he's 34-year-old and old and he
hello. We are going to have a debate between Cataract and Teddy Lee.
No, it will be politicized. You cannot have a showman and the cover that debate by a challenge. It's going to go badly. It's going to go badly.
Coach.
Yes, Sean.
Did you have Watson in your starting 11?
Yeah.
Cataract. Did you have Cataract, did you have Watson in your starting 11?
Yes.
All right, coach.
Because
Back to you.
hold on.
Wait, hold on. No,
Hold
pause.
on.
Wait,
Which
hold on,
other
hold on.
midfielder was in the team?
No,
There was no
Cataract,
other
that's a simple question. He never
Pause.
asked if he explained.
Yes.
Right.
Pause. Coach,
Mm-hmm.
based on your expectations from Watson, given his situation, his condition, did he perform below par, at par, or above par?
Listen to Anthony Grant's biggest critic, aka Woolwood, who called me a crackhead. Right? Anthony Grant can make a simple pass. He has now come around to the fact that the senior Javon Watson was passing the ball off the field. Let me read one. And to opponents for no apparent reason, under no pressure.
All right, so
I hope that describes the game for you, Richard.
Cataract.
And that's
Sean, can I just put a quick pin in no problem, and keep asking your questions, Sean, because I'm all ears. Cataract, full respect. Coach Minzy and all the watching viewers and subscribers, full respect. The point I was going to make is at halftime, I'm going on record at halftime with the score 0-0. I've not seen a sweeter 0-0 for a long while. At that point, though, I wanted Coach Tepper to be holding talks in the dressing room about and as to who and at what point ASAP would replace Javon Watson. It was mission accomplished as far as I was concerned at the end of the first half. However, if 15 minutes break in the dressing room was not going to be sufficient time for Javon to recover and go again against a young, vibrant USA team that were aware that they had not broken down the doors of the Jamaican defense as a team, then you knew that the second half it would be Alamo time. Tapa, in my estimation, as a coach, I was hoping would have made the necessary changes as necessary. The goal came so quickly at the start of the second half. I was expecting changes, including as day follows night, Mr. Watson removed from the field. Mr. Reed, by the way, was also, in my view, seemingly missing in action. I was asking questions as to what is happened to Mr. Reed in the first half, and I was also inquiring as to the whereabouts and performance of Devon Speedy Williams. Those were the three players that I made inquiries about. Now you've told me 90 minutes was played by Javon Watson. Now you've told me 90 minutes he stayed on the field. Tapa, go ahead, Sean and Cataract, speak.
With Bobby Reed, right? I think part of that has to do with Alva's problem. Because
oh gosh, he was getting pelters.
The whole right side was in shambles.
He was getting pelters.
Right?
Yes.
Hold on, Sean asked a question,
Sean never complete the question. He didn't complete the question. Sean, whenever you're ready, go ahead, sir. I've said my part for now.
Question, but we never answered.
What's the question?
Coach, I'm going to ask for a quick request. Then I'm going to ask the question again. Coach, can you delete somebody from the comment section? Because they are obviously trolling me and have offended me deeply. Lamoy, I think that's how it's pronounced, Thorpe, said, look at Watson versus USA and Grant versus Costa Rica, and it's basically the same. Hey, I just wanted you guys to get a good laugh, so now we can move on to the serious question.
But differently, based on how Aka play, I would say average, what you say? Right. Below par, and par, and what?
Let me get back to the question. So I'm going to ask you the question, and I'm going to ask Cataract the question, and I'm going to ask everybody down below to comment, because I want to hear what everybody has to say. The question is, based on the condition we know Aka is in, And based on the fact that we all agree that he was in the starting 11, based on expectation, more importantly, did he perform below par, at par, or above par? Those are the only three answers I want to hear. Like,
I
In
would
the
say
first,
on par.
explanation, just one of those things.
Coach,
You
Coach,
first.
nobody answer the question because
Coach.
you hold on. You want to get a soundbite. Somebody for cut and paste or saying Javon Watson provide on par based on all of those things. Look here, as a CDM, Javon Watson was below par.
Okay, all right, great, Coach. What did
Based on what
On
is that
par.
what we hold on? Is that what
Based
we
on
as a
expectation.
no.
Qatar, let me answer the question now. Based on what we expected of this man to not even go 30 minutes, in my estimation,
go ahead, CD.
He was on par. In my estimation, due to the specific question where Sean asked, based on our expectation, and that's the reason why I'm answering it. How I'm answering it.
And I would say on what I saw, Sean, Cataracts, Coach Minzy, and viewers and subscribers, on what I saw, what I heard of the first half, I would go as far as to say from what I heard from 3 or 4 individuals, he exceeded expectations on the first half.
Hold on. May I have to take it? And the soundbite you want, man. So somebody now is going to take this now and send to Tapper. And Javon, what's this going to be in the side starting on Sunday? You have achieved your goal. Jesus Christ. Look here. You cannot ask somebody. No.
Anthony Grant coming cannot start Cataract. If
I
Anthony
am
Grant coming
guaranteeing you now. And when the coach does when the coach does the interview and we ask him why Parker start, he's gonna say it because fans have been saying, "Oh, above expectation he has performed."
First half.
So, hold on. No, hold on. Those things are edited out. They just wanted that part.
Cataract,
So,
let me ask
hold on, Sean Ellis. Hold on. Before you ask, I want to go. 90 minutes and 28 touches. That's about how many touches Anthony Grant had in the Mexico game when we were under the cosh. Like, we were under 90 minutes of.
How many touches Aka had?
Sorry, 40 touches. Sorry, 28 passes. 40, sorry, forgive me. 40 touches and 24 out of 28
his
passes.
passing accuracy was 86.
Yes, and I think they might have been counting the USA people as well. But that's damning enough because
Cataract.
So hold on.
That's low. That's a low blow. That's a low blow. That's a low blow, Cataract. Are you saying that he was passing to the American players? That's including the percentages.
He did also pass to the American players. I saw that.
Yes, but 24 out of 28 times. Can you confirm that he passed to his fellow players?
I will watch the game again and say yes, right? Based on what I've seen here, which I told him, I'm going to tell you I have to watch back the game, you know. Because the basket, only back people that
where are we referring to? Aka?
Yeah. 24 86% pass. And this is the first. I got to watch the game again and carefully just watch Haka. Because so for score right now, 40 touches, decent.
Let me see.
No key passes. Hold on, let me finish. No key passes, no crosses. You wouldn't expect him to cross the ball. 1 out of 1 long ball accurate. No shots on target, no shots off target, no block shots. 0 out of 1 dribble attempt. So he didn't succeed. He won 3 out of 6 ground duels, 50%, and won 2 out of 3 aerial duels. Lost possession 7 times, committed 1 foul, was fouled twice, made 1 clearance, didn't block any shot, had 1 interception, made 1 tackle, and he got dribble pass once.
I'm still in shock that he completed the entire game. I asked somebody to tell me and describe what he looked like. Gentlemen, can you describe how physically wise he looked?
For me, he was in and out of plays. If you make a run or you make a hard tackle, You can see where he stood on the field and was moving, lethargic. So it wasn't a situation where he was always busy on the field. Most of the times, him stand up. Based on to me, him boss. So if he make a hard tackle and him try to win a ball or him try to defend a ball, after that him boss. And then him probably revitalize and come again. But me tell them so half time the man might get the physio or the masseurs and just put up on the bed or whatever and shake out him legs them and get rid of the lactic acid and do all of them something to get him back ready for it. And that man tell me say no. I think a cranky did tell me no. And you see, the man played the full 90 minutes of the game.
I'm shocked. I would have been happy. I would have been more than happy if Watson didn't come out for the second half. I thought because of the level of performance,
Who would have come out? Who would have come out?
That's the conundrum. That was the conundrum that this particular team was facing. So when Javon came out for the second half, having had, as Coach Minzy said, the lactic acid shaken out of his leg, I was detecting, and they were talking about the fact that he was walking at times. And when I heard that painted alarm bell pictures. Red flags were going off. He was walking, even in the end, towards the end of the first half. I would get the impression that, it wasn't as easy for him. And when you hear of a central midfield, defensive midfield player, any player walking around, when you've got opponents looking lively, you know that that's going to be trouble. I'm still in shock, and I'm going to watch the actual game as much as I can to see exactly what I can make of it, because really and truly, in fact, wait a minute. Let me just ask you guys right now, who cost Jamaica this game?
Before we go there, give me 1 second before we go there, Richard. I just want to circle this hacker thing real quick before we go. Before we transition.
Yeah, because we have a few minutes. At 12 o'clock, we are shut off.
Respect. Respect.
So, does Haka have a club right now?
Yes. Humble Line he was representing, wasn't it?
Is he playing on a regular basis?
I don't think so, because they
does
just
he
put
still
the competition early.
Did he lose the big belly since the last time we saw him?
Yes.
That's what I wanted to find out. I wanted to find that out. I didn't know.
Coach, we have no scientific measurement.
What scientific evidence? Did you see?
I wanted the eye test.
Did you see the Beanie Man? Did you see the Beanie Man Tommy? When you see him on the field this time around, I didn't.
Yeah, but he could have been wearing. He could have been wearing a bigger shirt.
Huh?
The eye test. The eye test.
What was the eye test? On probability and asking me about scientific Qatar.
Can I just
eye test?
Can I just make this point? Javon Watson is probably wearing a bigger shirt, because there's no way he can lose that belly since the last time we saw him.
Why not? When was that last game? When was that last game, Sean?
Hold on.
And I had that belly I had that belly image. I remember you guys talking about him coming onto the pitch with this belly, and there was a whole heap of laughter, and I wanted to get a visual on what he was looking like this time around, and did he have sufficient time? So Sean, it's a good question. I want to get some answers. Go ahead.
The man get a big shirt for Akka just because I hide belly. Oh, come on, gentlemen. The argument they're weak, man.
Hold on. The point, but that's not the argument. So I'm sorry I even went there. But the point
Sean is just being sarcastic.
Hold on. I am saying this to you. Hold on, Sean.
He played 90 minutes.
But now we get the point across tonight.
If Akka has lost the big belly, I am saying that on Monday morning, this kitty can wear a two-piece swimsuit for that program.
Sean, go ahead.
Sean, your point, and let me get for jump.
All right. So the point I'm trying to make is, based on everything we know, based on everything we saw, did we really expect more from Javon Watson than we saw tonight, and to even reinforce the eye test? SofaScore is even open up my eyes even more, because I didn't even expect his numbers to be this good. No, he didn't have no stellar game, but based on expectation, the man where I run out on the pitch with a big belly. Come on, man. I mean, the guy didn't do as bad as we
To be honest,
that we
That's why
thought.
I say on par.
On par.
To be honest, you know, Cataract are losing credibility upon them two analysis here. The Maggie analysis and the Hacker analysis. Nobody wanted Watson to do well. Nobody at all. But he put in a good 45 minutes, did what he was supposed to do.
In a 90-minute game, sir. In a 90-minute game. In a 90-minute game. And let me be clear about what I said. I said Javon Watson was not the worst player on the field. He was expected to be the worst player on the field. But he was not.
That's the whole point. Everybody expect him to not to do well.
No, he didn't do well. He was just not the worst.
He was on par. To be honest, in the first half, he was the only one I saw. In the first half, he was the only one. Like, I really wanted to say, yo, this man not doing good. But I had to be honest, he was the only one who I saw putting in tackles, making slide tackles, intercepting passes.
You seem to have gone a bit too far. The statistics say he made one tackle and he made one interception. And now you are using plural. You're putting S's at the end of your
boss man. Is the only man I see make a slide tackle in the game. And I'm sure you, if you didn't watch him, you recall that.
No, Damian Lowe made a slide tackle.
I'm talking at the midfield, man, not the midfield.
Okay. So Issa, let me say this to you again. He was expected to be the worst, and he was not the worst. If you're taking that measurement, then you would say he performed above expectation. But
I think he did perform above expectation.
Not a bad man. But in relation to the central midfield, he had no impact on the United States midfield. They had their way.
At the end of the day, as this person said,
he wasn't no physically imposing threat and whatever.
No, he was not.
Right. So he did better than everyone expected.
Okay.
Hold on.
No, listen what I said.
Hold on, Catara. You know the problem I may have with when we analyze the Jamaican team on attack. We oftentimes say, how are we going to try and stop the Americans, stop the Costa Ricans, and this and that and all of this.
Go ahead, CD.
But we have never said that, we have to break down the US team or the Costa Rica team or the Honduras team.
Go ahead, CD.
We need to start sing one different tune, man. Because we are discussing Haka, with them belly over the limit or him do this and that. From my standpoint, the players did not play on par or up to par for us to have a better results. That's a fact of the matter.
Offensive style. Go ahead. That's it. I'm with you.
I think we should start get out of the mode of the defensive aspect of the thing. And I don't know if it is. I can't find a theory for that.
No, coach. When you go away from home, you try not to lose the game.
No, Cataract. It's not about away from home. I understand that point. But I'm saying every single game that we play, that's how we talk about the
No, when we were talking about the Panama game, we were talking about how we would score. When you're at home, you try to talk about how you're going to go ahead and press and get the points. When you're away from home, you're trying to know how you leave with a result. And the first result is a draw. So how not to lose the game.
How many chances did Jamaica create tonight? Half chances or full chances? How many I'm asking, how many chances did they create?
Shot, it was never troubling the keeper. It was going wide, high and not too high and wide, but
I think 3.
McGee had a shot going wide. Lowe had a shot, I heard, that was 2.
Lowe.
Boza had one off target.
No, Lowe, the keeper saved Lowe shot.
Right, so Lowe had a shot, yes.
On target. I think that was the only shot that was on target.
Boza had a shot, it was off target. And did Boza was supposed to have a header? Or
Yes.
just something wrong?
Yeah. So
I think the
Boza
corner, I
had
think
two and
Low
Maggie
had a
had one.
flick on, I think. One of the
Maggie had a
corners.
shot as well.
Yes.
Maggie
Yeah,
had a
Maggie shot. That's what a good shot. Which he should
Was
have
that
buried because he had all the time and space.
Who
He
that?
was under no pressure, Maggie. Maggie
No, but
should
that
have
was
buried?
that was quite far, you know.
He
Cataract.
should have buried?
The man that shoot for an half line. Come on. Let's
That's
be
what I'm
fair.
saying. Cataract, come on,
Watch
better
it
than
back. You
that.
have to go watch it back. Hold on.
Better than
If you hold on. Whoa. Just work it.
He had
man.
two runners. He had two
was
runners
not
off him. If
that's
that's
not
the
like
opportunity.
that's not like a regulation shot, you know, Cataract.
Hold on, my general. You
Come
are
on,
the playmaker. Hold on, you're the playmaker. Hold on, just work with me now. But tell you already, say, I watch it till I want jerk center, whatever. Only my people I get crowded out. So don't take everything. Don't make me tell you straight up, you know. I'm saying to you, I saw Maggie with time and space, and he took a decision to take a shot from outside of the 18-yard box. I'm
Yes.
going to look back and come back and put your credibility on line that it was from the halfway line. I never seen a shot from the halfway line.
No,
It was
of
not
course,
halfway.
when
Not
I
that
say
one.
the
Is
halfway line.
No, but Richard, you
course, when
cannot
I
be
say the
speaking having
halfway
not
line.
seen the game, having watched the
That
game.
shot
on the
was
television
over
radar.
20 yards. That shot
Over
was
20
over.
yards.
And besides,
That was greater than 35 yards out.
Yeah.
My assessment of that play is that they Jamal Lowe should have stepped wider.
All right.
So that
to make himself available.
He made
Coach,
himself available. And Tyreek McGee could have had more space, whether to move closer to the goal or pass the ball to Jamal.
I was here shouting at my TV. Why Jamal Lowe no peel off? You know peel off yet? Him did that watch him man if you peel off and I make the run long
He
time.
should have moved off.
I said to myself, so why stand up and wait, man? You play ball in England every day. You're supposed to peel off. You have to make that they run there. There's no way Tyreek Maggie there right there, so and you have a defender right there. Just run past him, man. No?
So I thought, Issa, that the Tyreek McGee took the shot because Lowe was hesitating to move. Me think so that's why. Can look up on him.
He was looking to pass, you know. That him did a look, him a look Bowser side and him a look Low side too.
Exactly, but Lowe was too close to him.
But it was a damn good hit. Trust me.
I heard it would have raised the roof if it had gone into the net. The crowd would have been raising. Yeah.
Cataract, make sure you look on the shot there again. You know.
And it wasn't 35 yards, it was probably about 25 yards.
No, what I'm saying here is that I didn't say anything. I said he took the decision, playmaking decision as a playmaker to take a shot. The shot wasn't on target. That was it. I'm not, hold on. When we're ready to beat a man, we beat and teach, you know. Right?
Okay.
I am just simply saying to you, Tyreek McGee is not all he's hyped up to be. And he certainly isn't all Shatter hypes him up to be.
Well, I don't know what Shatter hypes him up to be, but if you are being honest, in that 45 minutes, him and Lowe was basically the only bright spark. They were basically the only bright spark.
But bright spark in the darkness, that's something you need a blazing torch.
No, but Cataract, you have to think on the team as a whole, you know. Those two guys were the only thing I could talk about in the 45 minutes.
Yes,
would you add Hacker to that?
Because everybody was so poor.
But Cataract, I don't like what you are taking away from Maggie because of the other players that are around. One of the time Maggie couldn't get to touch a ball and it was no fault of his.
I was asking a question at one point during the first half. I said, what of McGee? The reply came back, the game is going above his head. The ball is going above him.
Repeat that, Cataract.
We did not have the ball.
Right.
So how are we going to get the ball? He can't with the ball.
You are. Because earlier on, I was listening to you. Earlier on, I was listening to you, and you were speaking about Maggie. I don't know what Shatter had hyped him up to be, but you were saying that he was not creating, and he's not this, and he's not that. But I am saying the first 15, 10, 15, 20 minutes of the game. He got a few touches, made a few passes. And then after that, it's like he can't get into the game again. Cataract. And I never really team fault. You see me I say?
Was any one of those passes one key pass?
Cataract, he's getting the ball in his own half, Cataract. Most times he's facing his goalkeeper, Cataract. Under pressure, Cataract. We can't just take certain things out of context and downgrade his performance.
Where is it downgrade? Where is it downgrade the performance? Tell me what you mean.
Yeah, because you're talking.
How many chances did Jamaica create?
You're saying he's not creating, but Cataract, what is he going to create? Getting the ball facing his defense under pressure, and he's getting the ball probably. If you pull up his stats, you can see how many times did he touch the ball?
48.
As the create, how many?
48 times. Let's say he had 48 touches.
You understand?
Can we run through the team stats like really quick? We can start with the defense and just run through. In fact, let's start with Maggie since we're talking about Maggie.
Go ahead. Break it down. What does it show? Tell us.
So, coach, who were you showing us before?
61 minutes.
So we are showing us before, coach. You're coming out.
94%, 17 out of 18. One cross, it wasn't accurate. Shots are off target, one. Dribble attempts, one in win that. Ground duels, one from 4. Aerial duels, none from 4. Possession lost 5 times. One interception.
What does that? What can you interpret or take from that as well as what you saw in the game, Cataract?
He didn't have any creative impact on the game. Like, hold on, you have to take all kinds of things into it. Look at the heat. Look at the heat, man.
It's like he wasn't even playing. It's like he wasn't even playing.
You ask me a question and then when I'm about to answer, you are answer. So if you want, just finish, ask and answer the question. Coach, don't lift it up, man. Let's lift up Tyreek McGee now. But look at it.
But your style still, so come true.
Don't make me a change, man. Look at the heat, man. Tyreek McGee's red mark is to the right, it's not even red, but the little bit of heat that you could see was just above the halfway line to the right of the circle. That's it.
That's in his half, by the way.
No, man, that's not in his half. That's not in his half. You have to look at the arrow, my brother. It goes from right to left. Right?
You're seeing it?
So he's not playing in any way. He's not affecting the game. It's only one little time there. I think that's the time when him shoot, where it's you see the little yellow dot there. Him not make it inside of him not even make it near the opposition 18-yard box.
But is he gonna go there by himself?
Pardon me?
Sometimes I wonder.
But that's what Issa was saying. That's what Issa was saying.
Pardon me? But we never said the shot came from in the 18-yard box.
No, man. Issa was saying because most of the times he gets the ball with his face facing his goalkeeper.
No, I don't do that. I have to watch the game.
That's the reason why he was not able to do all the things. Honestly, for me, I think me I look on that match there again. Unless me need to go look on something we need to see another match there.
Jamaica deserved to lose. We got the result we deserved. We did nothing in the game to show that we were going to threaten with a goal. And as a matter of fact, we could have been a couple of probably another goal down.
Coach, can we take a look at Low? Just run through the team stats like really quick.
The last play we're going to look at is Low, as I said. Remember, I
wanted to look at Boza too.
At 12 o'clock no.
Kemar Lance.
Wait, those stats look to you like do those stats Issa look to you like a creative central attacking midfielder who performed well on the night?
Absolutely not. 90 minutes.
Hold on, we can't see it, coach. It's not up on the screen.
It's not up on the screen?
No, coach. I look for some crusty backman.
It's on.
All right, so 90 minutes for Damian Lowe. 11 clearances, 2 block shots, 2 interceptions, 2 tackles, 1 dribbled pass, 8 ground duels, won 3 of that. Aerial duels, 1, he didn't win it. Possession lost 7. 2 fouls, was fouled once. Touches 62. Accurate passes 87. 34 from 39. 1 key pass. I think that was the pass where Maggie turned. I made the shot. Long balls, 4 from 6. Shots off target, 1. I think him win a header in the box from a corner. Dribble attempts, 1. It was successful. So that's Damian Lowe's game. And he was one of the highest rated person on the field, along with the goalkeeper.
Kemar Lynch.
Nicholson, 90 minutes, 2 shots off target. Dribble attempts 2, none completed. 27 touches, 68% passing accuracy, 13 out of 19. Cross 1, it didn't connect. Ground duels 3, none no win. Aerial duels 2 from 13. Possession lost 11 times out of 27 touches. Clearances 1.
And they people say Shamar Nicholson was, some people don't say Shamar Nicholson was the best player on the field. And
who you say a while ago?
No, I'm gonna leave for somebody.
Kemar Lynch, somebody said.
Lawrence? Oh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, a disastrous game.
90 minutes again. 2 clearances, 2 tackles, 1 dribble pass. Ground duels 2 from 5. Aerial duels none from 1. Possession lost 15 times. Wow.
What?
Fouls 1. Touches 45 and him lose possession 15 times.
Boy, I know the same Kemar Lynch, this what me say.
68% passing accuracy.
Argentina.
Yeah, 21 from 31. Key pass 1. Crosses, none connect from 1. Long balls, 3 connect from 8. That's pretty much him.
Yeah, but coach, go back to Shamar and look on something. Let me tell you something, coach. You see that statistic there? 2 area duels out of 13.
Mm-hmm.
That is a player with a broken jawbone.
Yep, exactly. He should have not started this game as far as I'm concerned.
You're tentative. That's the word I look for.
And long balls I go towards him, but him now something. Probably that's why someone connect with the defenders.
Bring up Kemar Roof, because I'm shutting out.
29. This is the last one, gentlemen. Then we close up. 29 minutes. 13 touches, 5 from 8 accurate pass at a 63%. Ground duel 1 from 2. Aerial duels none from 1. Possession lost 4 times. Was fouled once. Dribbled pass once. Not much in the game.
As a matter of fact, if you look how much time he was near our 18-yard box. The only you tell me now, we needed a game to win. And you explain to me, in the name of Jesus, coach, how Andre Gray sits on a bench and Javon East runs out.
I guess Cataract, we close with that question. We're gonna answer it on the triple treat.
God bless the triple treat. God bless triple treat opportunities. We need to reason this thing out.
Yeah, man, triple treat on the weekend. A matter of fact, it'll go more than triple because we had one Wednesday tonight and Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh God.
Hey,
oh,
hey,
God.
and Cataract. When the man come on, me people are talking about, oh yes, he brought a lot of energy, like an energy we need.
Who? Javon East brought
he brought a lot of energy. We say, yeah, man, energy coming World Cup.
All right, big up for yourself. Big up Issa. Big up to Tiddlywinks, Richard. Big up to Cataract. Big up to Sean. Big up to Cranky. Big up to Neo. Big up to Devon. Big up to Dre Anywhere. Big up to everybody in the comment section. big up on yourself. Tomorrow we have to continue this triple treat. Is gonna be great.
I must.
Yeah, big up your whole team, Captain Rock. Big up the whole
Yeah,
team.
man. Big up on yourself. And as we normally say, stay safe, people. And we have given a look of style and
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.